things to that list since last year. Last year or last week, you're just like it's the fiscal year. Now it's the month, the quarter, and the fiscal year. I fear for you next week, Rob.
Next week will be that same thing.
Huh.
Yeah, so network is nuts. So it's I was sitting here by myself for a moment, and I thought, oh, look at my email.
Was it jam packed?
Yep, with stupid requests once again. I don't salespeople. I don't know what happened to the art of selling
It's
because
lost, that's for
used to,
sure.
yeah. Used to be back in the day, you had a product that you took that product to someone and you sold it to them by showing them value on why
Yeah.
it was something they needed, and then that person would buy it.
Yeah, try to convince them of it.
Instead, everybody just goes, hey, I have this product. It's $5. I'll tell you what. What if I give it to you for $1? Oh, you don't like that? Okay, how about 50 cents? At what price can I give this to you where you'll take it from me?
Yeah.
And then come back to me and go, oh, hey, you know what? They'll take it if they can give it to them for 25 cents. But how am I going to make any money on it? Oh, but if you don't buy it, we're not going to get the new revenue, and they're going to go get it somewhere else from a different competitor. Okay, so let the competitor lose money. What do I care? It's just
It's definitely a fun art form.
the mentality is lost on people these days. It seems. I mean, I get
But
sometimes you.
not everybody has a mindset for it. So it's one of those things like you're supposed to be weeding out the weak employees that don't have the mindset for it. That's like assuming that you're going to run a car dealership and have staff for that same mentality. It wouldn't work. You don't have that mentality there. They don't stay because they starve to death.
I mean, I get it. Like comics, like we're going to sit there and go, like, hey, just because you start off a price doesn't mean that's what the price you end up with all the time. I understand that there's negotiation sometimes it goes on as part of selling, but there's not like, oh, hey, you have this pull list that you buy from us every week. That's great. That's
Hmm.
your subscription, and you're going to get that. Hey, I got this other book. What if you know what? Would you take these other 3 books if I, that are at $3 a piece? If I took $15 off your pricing on your subscription? I mean, people do that here all the time. It's like they want to give away more than they're going to make back sometimes. It's like,
Well, do
how
y'all
is
do?
that selling?
Is this on like some kind of commission basis? Because that's simple. You have a bottom. Like this is the product's cost. Anything I can sell over it is mine. And at that point, who gives a shit
I,
if they're
I've
making
worked at
more
I've
money?
worked at places like that were great because you paid your salespeople based on a commission on the profit
Yeah,
only, and that controlled that. A lot of places they don't do that. I don't know how the system works. All I know is that
that's
people
the way
come
to
stupid.
do it. Like
People come and ask
this
stupid
item
stuff.
costs us this.
Yeah,
Anything over this base number is yours. Go have
yeah,
fun.
exactly. Aggressive relaxing. Good morning, Mr.
Good
Atlanta.
morning, you. Good morning, Jeremy. Good morning,
Space
Space
Case
Coast Card.
Cards. What's good? Um, we'll see. We generally don't have a topic, so there you
No,
go. We just kind of cold intro and we talking what we're talking.
you can try to sell us on a topic.
Sure. That salesman was selling for
Exposure.
exposure. I say it's not so much exposure as it is. They're more like the naval ship has just pulled into port. They've all put on their fanciest bloomers and they're out there dropping them for the sailors to see. Rob, I have a wicked cool slab worth $50. I can give it to you for $20 plus $30 shipping. Yeah, there you go.
Get it while you can. Someone else will get it if you don't.
Good morning, everyone. Hashtag we are Legion.
I guess you hear that too. Like, you better get it for someone else does. That's the same thing. Like, if we don't sell it to them, the competitors will.
Look like it may be an important issue. Yeah, going to be the battle for leadership of the Decepticons. It looks like,
Mm-hmm. Starscream's going to get bitch slapped. What I
which was
saw.
really disappointing. It they announced that there was going to be John Gallagher was coming back to do some Transformer covers. He had done some amazing covers in the past for Transformers, and then I had pre-ordered them, and then we just got the notice yesterday from the retailer that the publishers pulling the plug on them, and they're not going to print them, and so they had to refund everybody their money.
What? He drew them already.
Yep, because they were
Even
selling
for
them.
issue
Because they
7,
were
you did like
they
a
were on.
variation set. It wasn't even like a trade version. You had like
Yeah, it was
the full
like,
body shot and the cloak. Like, dude.
yep.
Even on my post I put up showing where Jang's Transformer dropped.
Right.
Like I had a comment from Ed, the guy who puts on the Joe Fest here, the big con in Augusta. He's like, "Have you seen the Gallagher ones yet?" And I went over there and looked, like, "Oh, holy potatoes, Gallagher!"
Yeah, because they were on KRS and Comic Mint and I think
East
Eastside Comics
Yeah,
and
the
whatnot. Yeah,
trilogy there.
I had ordered them on KRS and I got notice from KRS that they were not being put out by the publisher and they refunded me my money. And I'm like,
I
oh,
wonder what happened. I'm curious to know now. Somebody hit up the ask Thoro to investigate.
yeah.
That's
That kind
what he does. He looks into the comic news and investigates the behind the scenes. That'd be a fun one.
I mean, hopefully
Like
maybe
John Gallagher done.
it'd be nice if hopefully it's like just delayed and it'll be out on a different issue or something. But excuse me.
There's a couple of like good things that need investigating now, like what happened to the X-Men cartoon showrunner, what happened to John Gallagher. Like we should be getting streams like on those topics. That'd be dope. At least I think things I'm curious about, you know.
It's something other than let's be the 35th person to talk about JSA.
And JSA authentication.
Does this mean CBS is dead? No.
They're going to take a hit, but
Sure.
just in that one department.
Exactly. There's your topic. So, his topic was
That's funny how quick we just covered that topic, dude.
Yeah.
We literally just covered 100% of it without missing a single thing. That quick. Is CBCS dead? They'll take a hit in that one department. Done.
Exactly. And we don't even it's guaranteed how big of a hit. And it just depends on some of the answers that come out with like how much does CGC charge and whether or not they're going to come up with a different colored label or not.
Yeah. I think I think it was inevitable that they would get to this point after they were acquired. Was it BlackRock that acquired them?
Yeah.
Yeah, after they were acquired by BlackRock, it's just a financially obvious decision that only was time.
Yeah, they're doing. And you know what kills me about this whole? Actually, here's the biggest rub to me about this whole thing with that CGC and JSA, and it has nothing to do with actually CGC now going to be offering this service or anything else, and it has everything to do with the fact that fucking this means that Bubs was right. Bubs and I were on a stream the other day, or a couple of weeks back, or maybe a month or so back. Probably a month or so back, and we were having a discussion, and part of it he said that he guaranteed you that sometime this year CGC would start doing witness verification verified signatures.
This news leaked out like over a month ago, so he probably heard it. I'm trying to remember who it was that sent me the screenshot where like this was coming a while back, and it just you know me, I don't the kind of stuff's not like my wheelhouse of content, you know what I mean? So I just read it and kept moving. Like, all right, cool, great.
Yeah, because I kind of said, well, I doubt it because they've said so many times previously in the past that this wasn't something that they wanted to do. But new owners, everything changes.
Now I need to go back through here and see who it was that sent me that. It's kind of like the Herbie thing.
Good morning, Durs. I thought about you this morning while I was eating some leftover cold tacos from Taco Bell.
Oh. Let me go get Finn moving real fast.
It's an easy guess coming from Funko. At some point, CGC had to do it. It's an easy guess coming from. Did I miss something about Funko? Are CGC now doing Funko, or are you saying that at some point they're going to start doing Funkos? Not sure. Yeah, tacos. That's right. You know, it's like you get a 12-pack of tacos, you can't finish them all, but so breakfast of champions. Funko's been doing it for years. Is all. Okay. I still don't understand what, but that's neither here nor there. I don't always understand everything. I did watch the XMen '97 yesterday, last night. Oh, JSA. Okay. Huh. Yeah. So I sat down to watch the X-Men because I knew everybody was talking. I like taco trucks in Cali. Yeah, well, absolutely. That's better than Taco Bell. Don't get me wrong. Taco Bell, Taco Bell. I didn't eat it because it was quality tacos. I ate it just because it was cheap, abundant. It's not even all that cheap really anymore. But and it just, I didn't know what else I wanted, and it was just there. Um, the taco truck wasn't there, but yeah, a good set of street tacos off a street truck, off a taco truck, way better. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, the X-Men '97 cartoon. I never was I never was a big person who watched it in the '90s. I wasn't young then. I was married and everything else, so I wasn't really sitting down and watch this show. So I don't have the same affinity that some of you who are, a few years younger than I. Um, and I wasn't a big X-Men guy as a comic book reader either. That's my wife's thing. So I don't glom onto it quite, I think, as excitedly as some folks are, but it wasn't bad.
Bro,
I can obviously see that there's probably a
shit was amazing.
my assumption is that there was a time jump, obviously.
Yeah, little one. It's in the title, as a matter of fact.
Oh, I just kind of hit skip intros.
No, the name of the show is X-Men '97. So yeah, there's time jump there. Little one.
Well,
Jubilee
didn't age very much then.
Who?
Jubilee didn't age very much then.
A little bit. She I guess a couple years turned her Asian, but it happens. She hit puberty and got a little Asian.
I thought using the '90s Magneto costume was interesting.
Yeah, I think that even goes back to the '80s too, right? I think it's more
something like that.
More to the fact that the
storyline.
Yeah, the storyline. Yeah, like I like how like the helmet, like it was always like a trust thing with Charles, and like his discomfort with, you know what I mean? Like I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting.
Dude, I grew up with the show. Like it was
right. I mean, that's
I'm that age.
Difference of a little bit younger than me, and
yeah. On top of that, like I haven't enjoyed X-Men comics in a long time. I love the X-Men movies, for the good, bad, and the ugly. Seen them all, obviously, but just like getting past the opening theme song, that's a given. Like anybody will love that opening theme song. That opening scene where Cyclops comes in, and like the way like he's like fighting, and the choreography for the character, like using his beams, like
that was cool. That was different. When he's free falling and he's
my god, the end. Yes, when they're going to the master mode and they're all blown out of the sky and just falling, and everyone grabs someone, and I'm like, who's gonna get Cyclops? I literally was thinking, who's gonna grab Cyclops? Then you just see him casually watching his team. Great work, team. I'll see you on the ground. And then he just folds. And I'm like, wait, what? What? And then he just like, like, oh my god.
Yeah, that there were some of those things that were pretty darn cool. And I love, like the way they introduced Storm then in that fight against all of them. And it's like, as soon as I saw this, oh, my wife's gonna love this, because Storm is my wife's favorite of them all. And it was to see her come in and basically just like, oh shit, omega level threat.
But bro, like I said it last night on I was on Gary's channel, but when Cyclops landed and the dust cleared, he's standing in the crater and he immediately just stands up to me, my X-Men. I'm like, bro, like I'm on the way. Like I'm there. Where do I need to go? Map quest me. I'm on the way. It was such a cool scene. Aggressively relaxing says, I've heard nothing but positive reviews. The only negative thing I've seen is people complaining Gambit has been made feminine, but he wears silver thigh highs and pink body armor. So, yeah, there was a screenshot that I saw of just him in like a crop top in the living room, but with context, it was just them in their leisure clothes.
Well, that and that character is kind of like the pretty boy character, anyways, as I recall. Anyway, so
Yeah, that's it. It would seem to it slanted a little 80s his outfit, but
sure.
it didn't feel like when you watch the show, it wasn't it wasn't like, oh, let's feminize Gambit scene or nothing like that. They were all just sitting there and like
And
it
man,
really did feel a little
didn't
80s. Like I was waiting for someone to have short shorts and the thigh high socks with the red stripes at the top, you know. Like that's what I felt like I was waiting on. Like that was like
but
people used to work out in those outfits.
but Mark, we're missing on the big story, man. I mean, weren't you just like completely indignant over the way that they threw Morph's non-binary identity in everybody's face?
They haven't
Oh,
done that
wait,
yet,
they
but
didn't do that. That's
I
right.
promise you it'll happen.
Huh.
And I did touch
Huh.
on that last night too. That most certainly will happen because you know they're not going to miss an opportunity to, I don't know, like virtue signal is a strong word, but it's accurate. But here's the thing that I point out
Or
last night. Like
maybe it'll just continue on like it is and be a cartoon,
I
and no one's
seriously
gonna give
doubt
a
it.
shit.
I seriously doubt it. That's not their style. Like that's just not what the company does, and that's okay. I'm not saying that's wrong. Like it's okay if you run off viewers, you're going to have to adjust. But the thing with this show is, if you look at their show set, it looks like they're running like the episode list looks like they're running like 3 episode arcs kind of thing. So if they decide to lean in heavy on like the morph topic, don't watch those 3 episodes and come back and they'll be on to the next thing. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to, and that goes for like everybody, not just the morph thing. If it get because X-Men can be heavy handed, and especially with like whatever society looks like now is not what it looked like in the 90s. So people got different temperature gauges for that stuff. Some stuff runs them hot real fast. So you can bail out and come back in. It should have something for everyone kind of thing, you know. And I hope that's the worst case scenario if like they because the first 2 episodes were, dude, they're like bigotry sucks. We're coming for all y'all. Like, you know what? They're not like you or this or that. No, that's like what it's all like how it was invented. Like all of it.
Mhm.
I don't have to sit here and name which ones. All of it. We're coming for all of it. You know, I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Magneto's fucking epic in this too. Like, dude, that scene where he has the representatives behind him and you can only see half of his face and the tear comes down his eye. I'm like, oh shit, he's about to slaughter these people. And then he didn't. And I'm like, dude, that is even more epic. It was wild. I loved every second of it. My beginning of Age of Krakoa never fell through with the story, feels really incomplete and strange now in hindsight. I think a lot of people bailed on X-Men with that Krakoa story and bringing them all back to life and just got weird. Too much. For me, it got too much right after House and Power of X. Like, it was just like they're going.
I don't know. I got all excited, like, oh, maybe I'll watch this, or maybe I'll read this X-Men stuff. But then it just became like, oh, this is just really out there. And then combined with that, it's like, oh, I've got to read every single title because you're not even like going titles that are tied into each other. You're literally like taking stories and having it continue in entirety in other titles. And so now I've got to read 12 titles. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Speaking of things, you know what? I've been reading, and maybe I'm getting confused because I do read in bursts and not always, and stuff. But in the Batman stuff,
The main title?
I don't remember. I think it was the main title. What are the titles they did? Vandal Savage ended up with the Bat with Wayne Manor.
Wayne Manor, yeah. It's the main title.
Did they just drop that and move on, or
It's a little sub story that gets explored and used. So that happened in like the main stuff. Like you were like, I think it was like ending failsafe, like the Red Hood moment where he crashed.
Yeah, now they're all into this whole
Vandal Savage.
continuing on with the next evolution of
Because
failsafe.
you know how with a handful of the bigger titles, they have the backup story formula going. Like where you get the main stories and like X pages in the backup, they introduce Vandal and then they move him to the backup story to build.
Maybe that's it. I stopped paying attention to the backup stories.
Yeah, so it builds context and other stuff going on. And I'll be honest with you, like half the time, I'll just eyeball through the backup story.
Mm-hmm.
Like in tech right now, Dr. Hurt is ushering Bruce Wayne through this like spiritual rehabilitation thing in the desert. So the backup story is context on who Dr. Hurt is, kind of thing. And
all right.
Those backup stories, you have to read them afterwards, and then you're like, oh, that was been told to us all along.
Yeah, they're hit or miss, but I rarely don't look at them, kind of thing. Like I'm
like you though. You tend to kind of flip through them, and if it generally doesn't catch my attention, so I tend to move on. But I flip through them.
Yeah, there's some of them that are definitely adding to the story. Like right now, where the Batman title is right now, the backup story is super relevant because, or in the detective one, because Bruce is like away in the desert. So you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like
it's Batman all. I'm
the main title
is both of those titles up, right now. So I'm not a fan of this current story arcs with Batman. But that's just me. I know some people really like it. What was going on in Detective and everything else, and I'm just like,
I like Detective a lot. And right now, I said it in like my little new comic book day video. If you weren't a fan of like the mind trip issues that Tom King took people through, you might not like this Eulogy of Sand run because that's what we're doing. But Ricardo Federici is doing the interior, so it's freaking gorgeous. Yeah. But you got Bruce in the desert tripping billies.
And I'm definitely not a fan of all this, whatever Ramen Zur, or I don't know what the hell you pronounce his name, and I don't even care. Hey there, buddy. How you doing?
They use the that was the sole purpose of the Joker Year 1 3-issue filler arc was just to explain like where Zur-En-Arrh comes from in more detail. Like y'all remember that Chip Zdarsky did that 12-issue maxi series called The Night, where it was like Bruce training before he became Batman. Came out not too long ago, but it was right before Chip took over Batman. So he uses Joker to call back to that story. And the guy that trained Bruce trained the Joker after Bruce. And the Joker has been trained in the Zur-En-Arrh mentality. And like he was a savant at it.
So what's up, everybody?
Doesn't like the new paper DC is using. Thinks the art looks better on the old paper.
I haven't really taken a note of that, but I'll look at it.
Those are stickers. This guy right here sent them to us. His name's Izzy. Show him. Show him what you're holding.
Shiny stickers? Oh, the decals.
Yeah.
Cool. Which one do you like? You like Autobots? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Now he's typing to
you show up Transformers decals and Mr. Transformers Dr. Von
He just pops up, right? Ooh, Transformers. Which one do you like? Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta make more of those.
Izzy, what do you think of the first 2 episodes? I know you liked it, but
I loved it, especially the second episode. Second episode was awesome. And the art style is so crisp. I love the art.
I don't know about crisp. I don't think that's a word for it.
No, it's crisp. In
I don't think
comparison
it's
to the
meant
way
to
it
be
used to
crisp either. What are they filmed it at, like 6 frames per second?
But
I think it's intentionally made to look retro. You can't really be crisp.
So they kept the retroness, but there's some cleanliness into it. It's clean where before it wasn't.
I did notice like almost got like the Uncanny Valley effect with how similar it is to the original, but just that minor difference. You know, like everyone's they took away everyone's rippedness. Everyone's off the steroids in this show. Like Cyclops, you know what I mean? Like Cyclops,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
everyone's more boxy.
Yeah,
And everyone, it's not just Rogue. You know, everyone's flat and boxy.
Like the one thing I'm not
except for
crazy-
Jean.
Yeah, Jean's not flat.
Well, is that Jean?
Right. Well,
I think the other one's from the future.
No, it's Madeline. It's definitely Madeline because the toys revealed that stuff.
Why'd you just spoil it, you POS?
Because it's in the toy line, and if it's
That's
the toy line, if it's in the toy line, then we know. The question is, which one's Madeline?
Yeah, who did Scott stick?
He stick both.
Well,
Let's
the
be
comics
honest.
tell
It's
us.
Scott. It's Scott. He did everything.
Spoilers, but the comics that were published 20, 30 years ago say
Yeah. Mhm.
Come
Yeah,
on,
Scott.
Rob.
Scott's a bit of a.
it was one of them.
Oh no,
Womp, womp, womp.
that was funny when she's like, "He's coming." Wolverine's like, "Who? Apocalypse?" No, you can get the baby.
The question I do have is that there's parts of it that does Wolverine know that's Jean or Madeline? Because
Well,
of
he
the
should
scent.
be able to tell, shouldn't he?
He should. Does he is the question. And there's moments where he says things that make you think he knows, but you just don't know. Like the whole reference of, some people are not telling us everything or something like that. Where you're thinking that's a reference to them, Cyclops and Jean leaving. When it could be a reference to actually who Jean really is. So, and I liked his dynamic with Morph. I think him and Morph are awesome.
We didn't get much Morph at all.
Yeah, I like the way they did Morph. So that was pretty cool. So I'm loving it. I love how Magneto is right now because he's reformed, but he's not really reformed.
He's torn, isn't he? He's really torn.
Yeah,
He's
it's just
fine.
the moments that he just like takes a deep breath, like, ugh. Those moments are awesome.
You sapiens.
No, like humans and mutants can coexist. So like he's disgusted when he's saying to himself, like he's literally fighting to not become what he really is, which we all know he's going to end up becoming what he really is.
Do we know who like the big villain is for this first season? If we're
Rumor
gonna
has
have
it,
one?
it's Sinister.
Humanity.
They're always a villain. Mm-hmm. But that's the courtroom scene was straight out of January 6th. That's what I was seeing.
Where is it?
Mm-hmm. With the executioner coming in and everything like that.
There's an executioner in January 6th?
No, so January 6th riots. Real life, we're talking about here for a second.
Real life. Not ringing a bell. I must have been working that day.
You probably were. I know. But overall, I'm loving the 2 episodes. I heard a lot of good things about episode 3 from people that have seen it. And I can't wait to see it. So saw that. Got to see Ghostbusters last night.
I'll see that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's fine. No spoilers, but it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All I know is wife loves stuff, and I like Ghostbusters, so that's our anniversary today. So tomorrow,
cool.
our
Happy
youngest,
anniversary.
thank you. Our youngest will be home. So
What
later
are y'all
tonight,
celebrating? 53 years together?
27 years of marriage.
I was close.
So my youngest will be home for spring break today. So tomorrow we're gonna after Only Slabs, we're gonna take off, go watch the movie, and go out to dinner and stay someplace. And
Izzy, what do you think of the Ghostbusters?
As I said, it was fine. I enjoyed it. There was moments of it that was fine. There's moments of it that it's like it's trying too hard. I'm not the villain. I don't think is as strong of the villain, and I'll leave it at that. So I won't mess it up for Rob.
So you're saying is it suffers from Ghostbuster 2 syndrome?
Yeah, definitely. Even
It's
though
Vigo?
I really like
Vigo was awesome. It's Vigo.
No, I really like Ghostbusters too. After watching it over and over, you start loving it.
As a kid, I preferred that one. Like the pink slime, just like and
When they're fighting each
Ray
other in the
hanging
toaster.
in the sewer over it and stuff, and it reaching for him in the bathtub, coming to life, trying to get Oscar. Like I love
Your love,
Hey, Judy.
taking me higher.
I wash my face and my hands because I ate the TV thing.
Were they good? Did you brush your teeth?
Not yet.
Not yet. Did you tell Rob good morning? She's moonwalking.
Hmm.
Oh, there you go.
Well, Eddie, are you okay? Are you okay, Eddie?
Is it Eddie or Annie?
It's,
I don't know.
Either
way-
You're gonna get sand in there.
Either way, it
Eddie.
was hit by a smooth criminal.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters 2. I'm excited. Well, I'll keep going to that, but Frozen Empire, I'm looking forward to seeing. I don't have like that, I don't know, when Afterlife has the X factor to it. Afterlife has this tone and this style to it. It feels like a modern day Goonies, like rather than this in the style of Super 8. You know, it looks like they took it ultra serious.
yes.
And like it looks like it was handled beautifully. When I see the trailers for Frozen Empire, I'm like, this looks like just your standard corporate made CGI sequel, and I'm sure I'll enjoy watching it.
What
But
I
I
would
don't know about
say,
that X factor.
yeah, what I would say is the one thing I like is that they return to New York, which I've always thought was a big part of Ghostbusters. They give us some Easter eggs from the past. That's fun. But it came too early. They could have waited a little bit longer. It's like you get this movie and then you immediately go to make a sequel. So it suffers from rushed writing.
Okay. Well, there you are. Sorry.
But I think you will enjoy it still.
Hey, I've enjoyed going to the theater and burning one of my movie credits that have been stacking up, or two
Yeah.
of them, I guess technically.
Well, when I go to movies, I always get like the free $5 Fandango coupon, so I get to use that for something. And then I always get credits because I always buy 4 tickets.
I'm on a Cinemark subscription plan,
Yeah.
so I pay $9 a month and get a free ticket or whatever, plus other perks, and and they don't expire. So I haven't been using them, so they've been stacking up, and so I get like 11 passes that are stacked up.
Oh wow! Well, you got some movies coming up. So like you got this
exactly.
one. You got Godzilla versus Kong next week. So
Yeah,
that's another one. Which feels like a summer. It's like summer movies come early, but then again,
yeah.
it's because of
I'll
spring
start
break.
going, checking some of them out, and
Yeah.
we'll see with that. So, as long as we're here, it's early, and there's not a bunch of other comic people here necessarily. Let me ask you about your opinion on this week's AEW.
AEW this week.
Let's start simple.
Okay.
There was a couple big matches
All right.
in there. The Okata and Kingston match.
I knew that was happening.
Well, you knew the title switch was happening, but I mean, did you think that this match was good at all?
You see, the thing with Eddie Kingston, who I happen to love, he's a local boy here, right?
Love the
Eddie-
person, hate the wrestler.
Yeah, so I think with Eddie Kingston, he's best when he is down and out, right? So he's like the ultimate underdog type
he's
character.
best when he's not at work.
No, he's awesome. I love Eddie. Eddie's a great guy.
His stuff looked so
I'm not
weak
talking
and
about him as a
pathetic.
person.
And
No, but he's one of those guys that he needs to like he
There's-
needs to sell the whole match pretty much in order for
There's
you to
nothing
get
for him to sell. He's a terrible wrestler. All he does is slap people's chests
Well,
and
yeah,
nothing else. And
so-
nothing else.
Yeah, so I get that part, right? I get what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying there.
no, he threw his fair share of weak ass looking elbows.
Yes, and it's starting to show. He's more of a mic piece than anything, because that's where his money's at. His money's in his mouth. But I think the fact that he has all these titles, which was clear that he was gonna spoiler, he loses the belt.
That's the same place you find a hooker's money, but you don't see us putting them in the ring, do you?
Well, well, now you got me here. But here's what I'll say about that. They're immediately splitting up the titles. So the minute they said it was for one belt, that was like, that's a sign. You're not going to make Okada lose unless it's like some shenanigans. So it's like obvious Okada was going to lose the belt, was going to win the belt. It was obvious.
Right. Eddie didn't even carry the other ones down with him. He just carried the one belt. You're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, here you go. He might as well just handed it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, breaking it. And that's what I felt like. I just felt like the whole match was like that he didn't want to drop the belt, and he was just doing what he was told, and so he was going through the motions. Is what.
Yeah, there was a little bit. There's definitely that. I think there was definitely that,
which didn't help. Without getting too deep in that one, then like shortly right thereafter, you have like the Jericho and Hook match, which, well, I understand you were trying to build Hook up. You made Jericho look like a wet towel.
The problem with Jericho right now is that he needs to go. He needs to disappear for a while.
Well,
Jericho's one of those guys that you got to get him in small doses sometimes.
Well, but even so, you don't put him.
Take him back and put him on the mic. Let him send goons out after people, kind of thing.
Well, but here's the thing: like, I get Jericho's old, all this other stuff in here, in old school and all those things,
but he can still work.
Let him work. He literally was like, it was like Hook fighting a wrestling dummy.
Yeah,
because
but he's been playing that game for a while.
I think they call them wrestling buddies, Rob.
Yeah, sure. One of those old wrestling buddies, right? No,
it was a gummy. It just kept on bouncing.
Because I'll tell you, watching it was just I've seen squash matches, but usually not with veterans like Jericho. That's what it seemed like. It seemed practically like a squash match.
But this is like the second. This is like the second squash match for Jericho. He had a squash match just a couple of weeks prior. I'm trying. I don't remember with who it was, but someone just pretty much beat the crap out. Oh, it was this guy, the big dude.
The level of blindness from the people who do the booking over there astounds me, because it seems like Wardlow and Samoa Joe is like the best. Like, that's the most dynamic thing you got going right now. From like, they're good performers, they're big dudes, and they got some like momentum behind their little feud. I know they've wrestled plenty of times before, and they wrestled the other week, but both of them put on a great show. Like, that's a standard setting match that other matches after you watch them wrestle don't really live up to, no matter what the weight class.
Yeah, but Warlord is one of those guys that they keep putting him in the same storyline.
I know
he's in the same storyline with Adam Cole that he was with MJF a few years ago. Why do we keep doing this storyline with Warlord?
Yeah, I completely don't care about him at all.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying like he has a good storyline. I'm talking about like, I guess my thing is I like watching the matches over the stories kind of thing. Like, those are like Hook. And Hook is not a good wrestler. He's a good grab you and put you in a chokeholder kind of guy. Unless you get him down into his weight class where he can actually wrestle against people, you can't have him power bombing people 3 times his size. It doesn't work, And the Eddie Kingston doesn't wrestle, period, at all. Like, he gets in the ring and performs, but he doesn't wrestle. So like, that's what I'm saying. They're spotlighting non-wrestling things and trying to sell us on it. And then you have your actual wrestlers like. You can't deny that Samoa Joe is not fantastic in the ring. Like, he is.
But
I will say,
people look good, and he can do.
But with Samoa Joe is what you have is a guy that doesn't need anybody to hold his hand. He does the work himself. He doesn't need help. He doesn't need anybody, which a lot of these guys don't have.
Let's be honest. Joe's thing, the best thing that he does, is the one thing that you've been begging people to do for so long, which is, I'm standing here in the ring. I'm seeing you on the top turnbuckle. Instead of standing here and catching you, I'm going to step off to the side and let you hit the ground. Because it is so annoying watching people stand there and like, oh my God, you're on the top rope. What are you? Oh, come to me.
My favorite ones is the guys that roll, that they're lying and they roll to adjust themselves. They're literally adjusting themselves to the move. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. Mac's about to do his move. Let me just fix myself.
Exactly. So when you see Joe do that stuff where he just steps to the side, you're just like, oh,
so good.
Fucking A, bravo. Why hasn't somebody done that before? That is brilliant. And as somebody who took Aikido for a long time, where they told you, like, when they would teach you, all you have to do when somebody throws a punch is dodge this. You don't have to do it.
Well, that's the great Ultimate Warrior Andre the Giant bit. Yeah, I don't know if you heard about the Ultimate Warrior Andre the Giant bit. That Andre hated Warrior, hated him.
Well,
He couldn't
a
stand
lot of
working
people
with him, right? But he couldn't stand working with him. And Bobby was telling the story about how Andre used to get sick and tired of Warrior always going on the ropes and giving him clotheslines and stuff like that. He was sick and tired of it. So during the matches, because Ultimate Warrior, I love Ultimate Warrior, the character, the dude's a different story. But the character, I always loved watching it. And one of the things he will always do, and Ultimate Warrior always got caught with it, was when Ultimate Warrior starts running the ropes, he would just put his fist out like that, and Ultimate, bam, right into his face. Classic.
I see you guys talking. Don't worry, we'll wrap up the wrestling talk. We just had to get a little bit in here. But.
So with that said, I think AEW is in a very weird position that they're in, because of course they're fighting against WrestleMania, which I think they shouldn't even touch, because no matter what, it doesn't matter what era it is, WrestleMania era is always going to be big time, right? And it's on fire right now. They're pulling on all cylinders right now. And I honestly think the Sasha Banks thing, well, Mercedes Moné thing, was not as successful as it could have been. And that's my opinion. I don't think she looks weak. She looks slow, actually. And it's partly because she probably didn't get the reps in. They needed to get her out and about quick. So I don't know how I'm feeling about this whole Mercedes Moné thing, especially. You got to get this girl back. What's her name? Cole's girlfriend is
There.
Britt
There you
Baker
go,
needs to
madam.
come
Yes,
back.
it continues to go over that way.
Yeah. So it sucks, but it is what it is. Button Crusher is ready. So there you have it. So overall, it was episode.
Yeah,
of AEW.
I fell asleep for the second time in the middle of it. I've only cared because I really wanted to watch the Christian,
which was good.
quit match, and that's what I've fallen asleep during twice now.
you couldn't take it, man.
I fell asleep literally.
Christian's
I have to
the
try and
best
sit down.
heel they have
I want
right
to
now.
sit down and watch it for a third time, and it's like after that I'm going to give up.
Christian's
Anyways,
the best heel, man. He's my father.
No, I get it. I like the way he's playing the character and everything else. I just, for whatever reason, part of it was just probably tired, legitimately tired, and my recliner has mystical powers of putting you to sleep. But that's probably why they call it a lazy boy. Anywho, yeah. There you go. We'll stop talking about wrestling for a bit, since I know I saw a lot of people going like, yeah. Unless Mark brings it up, because it is his channel.
That is true.
So, anyways, so what else was big this week?
CGC, that was big.
Oh, watch the new show. No, we're done. We know.
Oh, we actually, dude, before you even got here, we did an in-depth dive coverage on that. Me and Rob did. And I'm not even joking. We literally covered it from 100% aspect, 360-degree angle, full coverage, nothing left on the table.
Elbow deep. It turned its head and coughed.
And that sounds funny, but we did such things.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I got a lot of books to send when the time comes.
Yeah, but you're not going to, because it's expensive and this and that, and you'll trickle books in as you.
Yeah, there's a list of books.
Twist your own arm. You'll send one here and one there, but
anything of someone that's no longer with us is what I want to send.
The one that'll irritate people with their, again, depending upon price, depending upon label, colors, etc., is the fact that I just cracked out like 5 PGX slabs that had verified signatures on them that I sent to CBCS to get reholdered and redone. That it's like, oh, you mean instead I could have sent them over there if I just waited a little bit longer. Oh well.
So would that sway your opinion on CBCS?
It's really going to depend. Look, right now at this point in time, I like CBCS's product. I don't like their pricing. I don't like their service, their customer service.
Which hurts them.
You're right. And I would, if I mean, I mean, there are a few things where their pricing is better, but not a lot. And I really seems that lately, especially as the market has gone down,
Mm-hmm.
that the CB people who are looking at books, if they're CBCS books, are really not, or people who are looking for books are really not looking at CBCS books at all. And they're, so it's like it's going down even faster.
Mm-hmm.
I like to submit to CGC, but purchase CBCS off eBay.
so the from that aspect, there's that. So I don't know. Really going to come down to me is how much are they going to charge for it, and am I going to get a yellow label, or are they going to stick me with some other color label? That's really
I think to be competitive, I honestly think if they're wise about it, to be competitive, they're going to do everything possible to match or meet what CBCS is doing.
Yeah, I just assume there'll be yellow labels, but instead
I'm assuming yellow label.
All the yellow labels already say witnessed on. It'll just say authenticated on, right?
I think they'll one up it. I don't think they'll put the logo. I think they'll put the JSA logo.
Oh, that's fair.
It's very possible, and if that's the case, then fine.
Yeah, you put the logo.
But if they're going to turn around and do, God forbid, a green label or something, it's like,
well, that's the catch, right? People are wondering they're going to those green label people are going to probably say, "Oh, I got to send out my books now." Give it time because they're going to get an influx.
If I had a green label for CGC that was graded and had that god awful name on there, yeah. But then it still comes down to is what's the cost going to be? That's really going to be, in my opinion, because they, CBCS is charging what, $30 for if they come out and tell me that it's going to be $50 for authentication. Oh, hell, 30 is already a lot. So the hell to that. Is CBCS more expensive? It depends. There are certain things that they are more expensive on, and certain things, if you get to the really high-end books, CBCS is cheaper because they don't have that weird percentage thing quite the same way. But at the modern book level, they had gotten for a while more expensive. And I'll tell you, their lead times are definitely longer still. Because like I said, I have a couple of videos that will come out at some point here where I took 10 or 11 PGX slabs. Some of them had signatures, some of them didn't. I cracked out the ones that had signatures, got them boxed up, sent them to CBCS. The ones that didn't have signatures, I just left them in the slabs because you can do a crossover grade at CGC, sent them to CGC. Sent them both out the same day. In short order, got notification from both companies that they had received them. Mm-hmm. They were being, because they were being cracked and redone just for giggles. I said, go ahead and press them. Where else, right? Mm-hmm. CGC has taken them, received them, pressed them, graded them, and they're on their way back to me. CBCS, I got acknowledgement that they're in queue to be pressed at some point. That's it. Now, granted, I mean, pressing services are different, and I don't use them often. But when I if I send a crossover grade in one, and they're going to be, especially like CGC, where they're going to be, they're doing the crack out.
They're doing the work.
It's like, go ahaid and give it a quick press just to make sure. What the hell?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm an EGS guy. Says a
few.
Say few. Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, look, there are some people who really like them, and I don't dislike. Their slab, even though they've greatly improved their slab, it's still markedly behind. And then of course it comes down to. I will use them for some of like my community art books. For people who, people who've done stuff like Freaky Louie's done a cover for me, right? If I want to send it and have it done, I'll probably send it to EGS. They'll put whatever name I want on there, say, art by so-and-so. You're not verifying it or whatever by any stretch of the imagination, and I can put fancy color labels. That's all fine. But I'm not really sending a lot of stuff to them because if you try to resell it, it's just, you might as well crack it out before you go to resell it, because literally people will almost expect you to sell it to them for less than if it was raw, even though it's graded by somebody.
Well, that's my question. Why is their grading standards considered to be weak in comparison to CGC?
I don't know that.
Is it
I
their
don't think it's their
grading standards
standards.
or just their resellability factor?
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I mean.
No, it doesn't. Those are
No,
two
no,
different
that's not,
things.
because the grading standards. You're right. It should
Yeah.
be. It should be looked at as, hey, this is a third party that seems to be pretty. From every, I haven't seen anybody complain about the grades they've gotten, especially since even 9.8s and 9.9s you're getting graders notes,
Yeah.
right? The thing is simply that there's a lot of people who don't either know about them, don't respect any grader other than CGC, and therefore, if you want me to, if they even will entertain taking it in their collection, they're looking at it going, okay, now I'm going to have to crack this out. I'm going to have to do this. It's not, so I need to get a good deal on it. And it's just really odd that, like, on most books, now I don't know, maybe when it comes to something that's a really high-end book, somebody will give it a little more value than a raw, but my experiences, it's basically the same as a raw book as far as what people are expecting to pay or less.
Yeah.
It's almost like you ruined it, which is odd. It shouldn't be that way.
I'm going to start dropping some EGS slabs. Here we go.
If
Get
you
the
can find them.
Halo slabs. Go throw some Halo slabs.
Well, now there's a new European grader that came announced. That's Eurograde or something.
All you gotta do is search
their label looks like
CGC on eBay, and you get all the discounted books, not CGC.
Not CGC.
Not CGC.
Like, everyone wants CGC in their search,
Yep.
Now, for me,
it's funny you say that. I just listed a bunch of books like 2 weeks ago that I had done. So on the CBCS books was like not CGC.
So for me, all I have is CGC books, but it has nothing to do with I prefer one over the other. It's just that I've never purchased a CBCS book. You know what I'm saying? I never really had. No one ever gave me one. No one ever sent me one. No one ever gave me a CBCS book. I've never purchased a CBS book, and I never submitted to CBCS. It's not that I don't like them. I just don't. You know what I mean? It's like, right now, all I have is CGC. I'm waiting to do my first CBCS, but I don't have one.
Yeah. Stephen, I mean, you're right. So what's really weird with CBCS is that their system, it's supposed to, as it changes from one thing to the next, it's supposed to automatically send you emails. That works 20% of the time. And then if you go to their website and look at your orders, it doesn't, when you're just looking, it doesn't really seem update. What's interesting though is sometimes what you have to do is you actually have to download. You have a list of all your submissions, and you can basically click the invoice, whatever. And when you download the invoice, that invoice will have an updated status on it. But what's actually displayed on the dashboard does not, which is super stupid. CBCS could spend, the summer hiring an intern, a part-time intern, to improve their dashboard, and it would make a huge
AI
difference.
to do it. Now you got AI.
Just about right. Yeah. Hey, ChatGPT, can you build me a dashboard that accurately reflects the stat that looks into our database and actually reflects the current status of a book, please? That'd be good. I have rounded corners cap 100 that has bad stains. How much would that cost to clean? Well, that really depends on the stains and the level of cleaning. Some people are going to do, if it's just basic dry cleaning, that's generally not too expensive. There's more in-depth cleanings that can cost you more. And then some places like, the Rogue Trader, I know on some of my really, really dirty books, he's using clay masks, and that can take multiple treatments to do that. It's basically like kind of almost like the way of putting silly putty on paper that day. So you put it on there and then you pull it off, and it pulls off the dirt and stuff, debris. And then there's people who will do what then becomes potentially the questionable stuff when you start talking about using solutions and stuff to clean and remove stains, where it becomes a question where depending upon how it's done and who does it, you could potentially end up in purple label category for cleaning your book, because it's a careful, slippery slope. So good luck.
Did Biggie get the link?
I just sent him a link.
Okay.
Did I win? I don't know. The big Mega Millions is later today. That's where it's over $1 billion. So
over $1 billion? Wow.
Yep. That's what I saw this
I
morning.
never paid attention to that. So
that's insane.
It came up on my news feed. So I said, "Oh, look at that." I'm still not buying a ticket, but $1 billion, that means after taxes and after your lump sum payout, I might get $250,000.
That's still good.
Or 250 million. I mean,
take your taxes. I don't care.
That is insane.
For that kind of money, can I get the aircraft carrier that my taxes will pay for?
No, you could get
only
it.
If it comes with a mission accomplished banner on it.
Okay, you could get.
I want to use that for comics curing cancer, though.
I know, right? Imagine you could get that as one
prematurely. Oh, we didn't solve it. We didn't cure cancer. Son of a bitch.
We'll all be there in our little flight jackets. Son of a bitch.
But you know who did complete his mission?
What's
that
up,
guy
Big
who just joined us. He completed his mission. Congratulations again, Biggie, on acquiring that beautiful book of yours.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Alan?
Oh no, Burke didn't want the $1 billion. He just wants Mark's love.
Oh okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll still take the $1 billion. Give me the $1 billion.
Fucking ham.
Love is overrated.
Mr. Alan Rue, salesman extraordinaire, or
Alan's on a fire sale.
Yeah, man, he's been pushing them out.
I was getting pissed off watching those
work's been so busy for me. I haven't get a chance to look at it. I was like, at the end of the day, I'm trying to get caught up on things. I'm like, oh well, look at all this stuff I didn't get a chance to even look at.
I was literally looking at the stuff, and then what he was selling it for was like insanity prices, and you're just there like claim, and then someone else gets the claim from you. So I ended up claiming one, and someone else ended up claiming at the exact same time. But according to Alan, he came in first. So.
The exact same time. I don't know if that's possible, but yeah.
You get what I'm saying.
There's always still a code timestamp and stuff that'll come up.
There's a minute stamp on our end, but on Alan's end, he has the actual notifications as they're coming in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw that Silver Age Hulk for $5. I was like, no.
No.
You couldn't. The crazy thing about it is that you couldn't think. You had to go. There was no thinking time involved in this claim sale that he was doing. It's okay. I was
about a little bit. Yeah. He's so good, man.
Yeah, I was able to grab something, so I'm happy about that.
Did you guys watch Dark Side of the Ring this week? I know I'm going back to wrestling.
No, I have not. Is there supposed to be Randy Orton's this week?
No. That was weeks ago.
Well, I saw something about Randy Orton. That's right.
Randy Orton was weeks ago. I think that was Rivals. He was
it was Dark Side. It wasn't Rivals. I know which one you're talking about.
Well, Dark Side. Actually, no, they didn't even do a Dark Side for Randy. That was the Legacy biography, which came across almost like a Dark Side episode. But no, this was Terry Gordy this week.
Oh, Terry Gordy.
Yeah,
interesting.
No, I missed that one.
Know much about.
All right, no one's seen it yet. I'll move on.
I haven't watched it. We did our wrestling show on yesterday. Yeah, with it was me.
Thank you, Alan.
The Real Willie and Becker. It was mainly talk about Cody and Rock, which is fun.
I will laugh if Cody loses, though.
It's gonna be tough, dude. That's why we're trying to comprehend. Like, if he loses, like Willie's saying, his prediction is he's gonna lose, and the story will continue. There's no story if you lose, dude.
It's over. This is one of those he has to win this time. There's no second chance. There's no third chance. I mean, thank you, Alan, and we'll keep it quiet because I'm gonna make it a mystery box. So,
what is this? Are they doing?
If he does lose, he's got to turn heel, bro.
Uh-huh.
If he loses, he's got to turn heel, right?
No,
he's got to turn heel, bro.
if he loses, then he's doing the say AEW storyline. He did, because that's what the AEW storyline was. That he lost and he could never fight for the belt, so he went for the TNT, which was stupid. Because at this point, he's the face of the company right now.
Yeah, he's the money bags, dude. He's making more money than Roman, last I heard.
Yeah. So.
Oh well.
Yep. All right. Anywho.
Nice. Randy and Elizabeth card. That's a nice one.
Yeah. Mr. Brian LCS, as Mark refers to the newly minted Southern gentleman.
Well, howdy, Brian.
Did he gain his accent yet? Did he lose the New York accent? It's coming.
Yeah, he lost his. I noticed he lost his New York accent when I met up with him when he first got here. I heard him say things like "thank you" to people. So.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, the New York was already gone out of him. It happened.
Pretty soon he's gonna be saying "please."
Yeah, it kind of comes with it.
The nerve. See, this is terrible.
Yeah,
I heard that Brian was getting fitted for a little cane to start, so he's out strolling about.
Get a little pit pat, but that's a New York thing too, so it's okay.
No, but a wide brim hat.
Oh, okay, that changes.
Yeah.
How y'all doing? How you doing? You see,
y'all.
So he actually has the y'all, but he also throws in the New York doing.
Good morning,
ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Digger Jim.
So how many views do we have now, Digger Jim?
Oh, I don't know. I quit looking. I don't worry about that.
I want this thing to get to 5K.
I just get disgruntled with my.
What are you talking about?
So the biggest video views I've ever had is the epic fail one. It's really discouraging that that's what people want to see more than anything to me. I mean, like I got an awesome AOK from Dope. At least to me, it was awesome. But that might get like 75, 80 views.
Is that 2.2, Izzy?
2.2.
But you know,
it's
the
quite
worst.
Down.
It's 2.2.
It's quite down.
So it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs.
Well, it just shows you how easy it is and why people they do all that kind of content. I mean, it's a layup. Just like what I've intentionally done at one time when me and Becker did the video, the Rob Liefeld unboxing.
The Rob Liefeld,
yeah.
I baited the title of the video and I put up Rob Liefeld, what just happened on whatnot. And the trick is two buddies who know each other happen to be the two people that won the random giveaway. That's what just happened.
Right.
A fantastic positive story of winning and triumphing over evil.
Right.
And there's a couple of people who were pissed in the comments like, bro, like, what's wrong with you? Why are you mad?
Why are you mad? Right.
I just want 2 sausage biscuits.
Somebody wrote,
Get me one, Biggie.
Somebody wrote in the comments something about the dude was trying to flex but got humbled. And I was like, yeah, okay. I guess so. Sure. But I posted it because it was, to me, it was sad because I'm like, I'm supposed to be a comic book guy. Didn't I recognize that it was a reprint?
But it's not the reaction. It's the reaction to it. It's perfect.
Well, because it was real, I was like, this is a reprint. Right now, I'm trying to figure out.
So check this out. You got 2.2 views, right?
I just
2.2 thousand views. You got
Jim.
72. You got 72 thumbs up. So people are liking it. And you currently have 54 comments. That's why it's at 2,000.
Said bro one.
I don't have.
We got humbled. I said, hell yeah, he did. I know this dude. All he does is flex his humility.
I don't have 54 comments on a year's worth of videos, so you're doing pretty good.
It's because everyone comments while you're filming them.
Oh.
It was after 7 days of it. It was after 7 days. So the first 7 days was just, traditional uptick. But then once you hit that 7th day, it skyrocketed.
Very cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Analytics. What I'm trying to do right now is figure out. So I gave all of the Newburn series that I bought up until this point to Brother John because I knew he'd love to read it. But I cannot find 3 of those damn books. He's like, I said, how far did I get? He's like, issue 12. I'm like, no, we're up to like, I have issue 15, so I'm missing 13 and 14 somewhere in his mess. And I know I filed it away. I just can't remember which box I put it in. And I'm like, damn it. It's frustrating because I'm usually pretty good about keeping it organized, but I have like more indie boxes than I ever have in my life. So
how many is that?
3. I used to
3.
Biggie. I wasn't a big indie reader. If it wasn't the big 2, I didn't bother with it. It wasn't until like right at COVID where people were like, "You need to read some indies," and I was like, "Okay." And the first indie that I read was what? Secret. Oh shoot! Now I'm forgetting the name of it. What is it, Mark?
Department of Truth.
Department of Truth.
Well, I read that, but that wasn't the first one. It was
Secret Life of Nim.
House on the Lake.
Seven Secrets.
Seven Secrets.
Yeah.
Taylor, my God.
Yeah, that was the first one I read, and then I started reading Department of Truth, and then
issue 6 of that story was like easily one of the best single issue comics that came out that year.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, that's probably the next batch of stuff I'm gonna throw his way when I go down there because I thought it was a great read.
Yeah, it was insane.
So, but yeah, both of us were talking about Newburn. Like, who would play Newburn? It would be a great TV show. How can we get this done? Like, well, we have to know the right people there, buddy.
Kevin says Department is coming back finally. It's been on hiatus for like a year and a half now.
Yeah,
that's my favorite Tynan book he's ever done is Department of Truth. I can see where that one takes a lot of time to craft and put together.
It's very depth, yeah.
And especially how you have to you have to go down the rabbit hole of a different conspiracy for each issue you're doing because you're theming an issue after like an actual conspiracy to build your story around and stuff, and then to weave it in. It's just it's really fun. It's really good.
So it's like the Law and Order of comics.
What?
Comics. So you know how Law and Order
TV
series was based off of actual events?
Well, that makes it easy, doesn't it? You just go by the court transcripts and then
you just go by the court. So that's what it's starting to sound like, the Law and Order for comics. But it's like unsolved mysteries, but in comic book format.
It's funny because like now that it's like in the time that it stopped, it's been on hiatus. Like the Y Files have covered so many of those topics too, and a lot of them are more known and stuff. And some of them, like I can't believe that they allowed them to tackle certain topics that they did in Department of Truth.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's a wonder he hasn't been messed with by the big Illuminati.
They probably gave it to him.
Well, somewhat like especially at the time, like I don't even want to get into it on here because some of it is like the stream killers. Like it'll hit the little auto algorithm will pick up on some of the wordage for it. But some of the topics, even at the time that they released the book, like you couldn't talk about the things on platforms. They were like censor topics on platforms. It's kind of chilled out a bit, but
I don't want to talk about it either because you're right. You might end up with some bad luck.
Yeah, I'll DM you just so you know which one it is. But
you guys believe in voodoo magic? You believe in that?
I believe that people can have bad luck. I know that.
I think that people can cast spells. I think there's some voodoo. Ohio's supposed to have some of the biggest witches in the world, so that's what I've heard.
When you say biggest, you mean like the tallest, the heaviest,
the most powerful?
Oh no, it's like the most powerful. They're normal size, I guess.
Well, the way I look at it, because this is a topic I don't like to talk much about, is the way I see it is that if there's good, there's got to be evil.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And yes, I do believe in what Scott says. I think voodoo is great for watching movies.
Digitally, yeah.
Digitally.
Chunky witches.
So during the movies, it wasn't one of the trailers that was in Ghostbusters, but it was playing outside. that's really interesting is Late Night with the Devil. Did you see that trailer?
Yeah, I saw that trailer
That
on the
looks
Instagram.
pretty crazy.
It looks wicked.
That looks like a pretty cool movie to watch.
I don't know what this book is. Oh, okay. I know what this book is. Open it up and read. That's
What
a
is
dope
the
cover, though. I'm looking at some of the.
Stormbreakers?
Yeah, that Stormbreakers. But look at that Hulk, man. That's sick.
Ooh.
It's a timeless. It was the timeless series, and they had some
Stormbreaker books. The Stormbreakers books, they don't get as much love as they probably should.
amazing covers. So, I don't know. This is a box that I thought my Newburns were in, but it's clearly not. Shit, I dropped the thing. Hold on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I know spooky. Go stay in the woods in a tent.
I actually started on indies when I started collecting. My girlfriend wanted Walking Dead, and probably got about 5 or 10 of them before I actually bought a book from Marvel and DC.
That's what got you into comics, Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first Marvel or DC pickup?
My first banger was there was 2. It was they were both annuals, Hulk Annual 5 and ASM Annual 7. I was pretty excited. I was like, oh my God, these are from 66 or 67. I was just like, oh, my brain was like, what is going
Annuals
on?
are good pickups, man. Whenever you pick up a good annual, it's great because they're not really tied into much anything. So it's easy to pick up and just read.
Yeah. That set me off. It was like, I got this for $10 or something, and I was just like, wow, it's amazing. And then I started pulling regular stuff, I guess, if you would call it regular, but like, I don't know what was the first title, probably Venom or something. Batman was very popular back then when I started too, so it's like Batman and stuff like that.
When I started, I got involved. I got into comics through a friend of my sister's boyfriend who was into comics, and he just got me into it. So my first book was Marvel Tales, which was fun. It was a nice Spider-Man book. But then I ended up picking up, like, my second book was Incredible Hulk 340. That's a good second book. And then, I ended up picking X Factor where I got the first Archangel. So it was a good time. It was like 86, 87 around that time. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Space Case said his first comic was ASM number 229.
All right, are you asking a question? If that was his first comic?
Yeah, he's asking, do y'all think that was his first question or first comic?
Do we think that you're lying to us right now? I'm guessing you're not.
My first comic was?
Every time I hear newborn, I think of Brightburn. Yeah, I saw where an article came out yesterday pointing out that Gunn is nothing in the cards about doing a follow-up on that movie. I don't think it needs a follow-up, though.
Well, it didn't. It wasn't. It's more of a cult hit now than anything. But
but like the end credits, like via the credits and the news clippets, it introduces the idea of like an evil Justice League-esque thing out there.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the XMen last night, and I heard people raving about the art, and I'm not a big fan. It's really flat.
I told you, like it is like the art's flat as it gets. It's about like 6 frames per second, but it's supposed to be. It's supposed to look retro, so it doesn't bother me. But the people saying, "Oh, the art's so good," it's so like, no, it's not. It's not supposed to be.
I look at it as being clean, Chris. I agree. I understand what everybody's saying.
I look
like
at
you said, it is
very glasses.
I don't.
You know what? I can understand what Lizzie's saying because I've seen other people complain about the heavy black lines.
Mhm.
And so the heavy black lines would make things look sharp and defined.
Yeah,
But it's supposed
the
to be
art
like
is what it's supposed to be, the way I look at it. But it's definitely
It's retro art.
yeah.
It's 2D done in a 3D platform.
I was
That's what
talking
it
to
is.
Pops about that. Like, I wonder if anyone actually drew anything for this or if all this.
Well, exactly.
This was drawn directly through a computer.
Yeah, I definitely.
Kind of feels
agree with
like
that.
it kind of feels like the new He-Man. Like the old He-Man was gorgeous, and the new He-Man's just like,
I demand a world where my cartoons are hand painted on cells, multi-layered cells.
yeah. I'm not seeing the depth. I don't know. I definitely am a fan of the older style. I wish they would have just done that. Like do the old style.
I don't think the old stuff would have cut it today. To be
There
honest.
you go. The old your problem is that the old one was done on an old tube TV that was rounded, and now you're looking on it a huge flat
He
screen
ain't wrong.
TV.
I watched the old one on my screen too, and it's better. I watched the old.
But those are remastered. Yeah, keep in mind.
They're remastered.
Yeah,
Those are
because
remastered.
they were originally at 480p.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ever try to play an NES game on it? It's flat screen. It's awful.
Hey,
yeah.
It's all. You
try
got
doing it when
on the
I'm
right
putting
and
like.
left, and it's
You know how it is when I'm
super
watching my Pitfall Harry on my big screen.
No, my lord.
Trying to get the
Nothing's greater than Yar's Revenge on a 65-inch fucking
Yar's Revenge. Oh shit.
What's up, Roscoe?
Yar's Revenge. Oh man.
We're gonna play Adventure. Let's go. High res square. High res square.
That's it.
High resolution 8-bit system.
That's right. Man, you've never seen a better use of 4K than reproducing 8-bit graphics.
Yo,
Pong. Let's play Pong in 4K.
That
it's like the ball's coming right at me.
Combat. Yep. Watch those bullets bounce off the walls. Yes.
I'm thinking about getting a PS5, but I'm not really super impressed with the library as of yet.
I'm upset because I tried to get a WWE 2K in for a Switch, but I found out they don't make it for the Switch.
I was seriously considering buying one of those because of how affordable they are. But just like you just mentioned, the only game that I found on there that they have the newer stuff that I'd be interested in buying is the AEW game. It's like a modern day N64 game.
Yeah. Yeah, because I
want to play that Avatar game. I want that new RoboCop game that came out. But then I think about it, I'm like, I want these games because they look cool, but I don't enjoy playing video games. So I'm like, I mean, yeah, it looks cool, but it's not really my jam. The only time I want to, once before I die, I want to get on Tekken, beat Biggie one time, and then just move on.
No, this is my house.
Not possible.
This is my place.
It might take you a while.
It's his new green screen.
This is my actual real home.
I don't know. Let's see. Hold up a green comic. We only know for sure. That can be faked.
This can be all done on computer. Look at Rob's wall. We can see how you can fake anything.
That's right.
This looks
Biggie's
like it's
not in his car either. That's a green screen too.
Yeah.
Mark's actually at the kennel.
I'm at work.
I liked Izzy's video I watched where at the beginning of it was like very like emotional, the music and stuff, and then it was like these are my first CGC slabs, and it was very sentimental.
Yes.
Is he win best dressed because he's actually dressed, or
he's got a
because he had pants on?
Link Squad shirt on.
Link Squad's great, but you know what? There's nothing like coffee curing cancer.
I'm wearing my Link Squad banana hammock right now.
Right.
And pasties.
Any of y'all got the white beater on? Am I the only one?
No white beater today.
Oh, good. I'm not by myself.
But
nice.
it's covered in flamingos. So
Mine's gray, so you can easier hide some of the paint, the blood. I mean,
So, Roscoe, you don't believe
What?
it?
Okay.
You don't believe this is the real deal?
You can do anything in the internet nowadays.
That's right.
Oh my god.
We will only know for sure when you hold up a green comic. That's the only way we'll know for sure.
You want a green comic? Do I have a green comic? Wait.
What would happen? What would happen if Nintendo tried to catch up with PlayStation and they did all high graphics and you seen Mario like human being version? Like, why don't that would be
wild,
fun?
wouldn't it?
That would
Yeah.
be fun, right?
Okay, so let's see. Let's make this work.
Nintendo has gone like a very interesting route. It's like they're not even trying to be competitive with Xbox or PlayStation. They're just doing their own thing, and
Yeah.
it's absolutely working for them. It works great.
All right.
Yeah, because why try to? There's a certain amount of gamers that are in this realm, which is a three-way.
Oh,
See, there you go.
snap.
That's amazing. How did you draw that?
How did you draw that?
See, we told you, screen.
I didn't get. Well, you can't get the QR code. There you go.
Oh Lord.
It's
Fooled
magic.
everyone.
That's crazy. Ooh. I sent
Oh, that's nothing. Try pulling up to the post office with an entire carload full of packages, with your back seats down and everything. And
It's actually pretty easy, Alan. You just grab them and start walking.
yeah.
You know what I did?
the question is, though, actually for Alan. I'm sorry, Biggie. Are they postage prepaid? If they're postage prepaid, it's no big deal. You just walk
He's got
up, drop
labels
off on the
printed,
counter,
but
and
not
go.
prepaid,
Yeah.
Mike.
If you
I
need to
use-
actually have them ring up the track postage for you, then you're going to lose because you're going to pay full retail rates and you got to wait.
I told this joker already, like because of volume, you need to pirate ship it or stamp it.
Yeah,
Do it
pirate
all
ship
ahead
the
of
crap
time.
out of it.
Yeah.
Pirate ship's
Like,
awesome.
nobody's got like you put up a post Friday to Monday, they're going out, so you got time this weekend to sit there and
Oh, he says yes, pirate ship. Okay.
okay, there you go.
In which case,
Boom.
good. Then all you got to do is with those label attached, walk up. They usually
Drop
have a
'em
drop off the counter, drop them
Mhm.
off, and walk out. Easy
Yep.
peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah,
I
but then
actually
you
have
have to like
ship
you have
station.
to trust your post office. Like I need. I need.
That
to
is
see
true.
these
You guys, I have
packets,
read
please.
that you guys are the problem. Trucks and trucks stacked up, and
I've been telling people that, Rob.
Holy
You've known
cow.
it for years, but
Yeah.
like, it's common knowledge now.
I mean,
Like,
look,
make
they
sure
can't.
you
This
see
is
them put
they
up-
can't get
We're holding
back
it
on this.
evident.
3 months
Dude,
to return to
everyone that,
sender.
like, I'll get people that random, like, even Lady Fantastic, like a while back, she messaged me like, I'm going to send you some books I found. I think you'll like them. I'm like, all right, appreciate it. A month goes by. Did you get those books? I'm like, no, but don't worry, they'll get here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to set it and forget it.
They still use a lot of ponies in this region.
Smash the like button like Gallagher and watermelon. That tells me your age right there when you make a watermelon Gallagher reference.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right,
no
before we
doubt.
get too much further down the line, Biggie was starting to say something and I cut him off.
Oh.
Sorry, Biggie.
So whenever I shipped the most books, when I sold a bunch of books, I used a baby stroller. And I just put all
Push
my
'em in.
books. Yeah,
That's
just push
good.
them in the baby stroller.
Whatever gets it in there.
I have done
Well, look at
when I go into the post office for Comics Curing Cancer, because the car is completely packed. I pull up and I walk inside and I have a full carload of
Right.
packages, and
Right.
they'll tell me to come around back, and I'll drive around back, and then they'll push one of the big bins down to me, and I'll just load them up in the bin. That's it.
So
I
when
look
I
like
worked
mine.
when I worked at this one place,
This is
where
yours.
I was part,
Nice.
I was running the
Today.
printing press, but it was connected to the shipping and receiving and mail and everything. And they made me take the van to the post office, and they had a massive amount of stuff to unload in this van. And of course, it's like, hey, you take care of that, and we're not going to help you with it. We loaded it, you unload it, and give it. And I'm like, this isn't even my job. And they're like, we don't care, just do it. So I get to the post office, and and I'm like, I was like, hey man, can I have a couple of those? They have these like tubs
Mm-hmm.
that the mail
Mail
tubs.
totes.
Like, yeah. I said, can I have a couple of those for so I can use them next time I come? And the guy's like, yeah, sure. One might have fallen into my car. before taking them back to work. And that's what I use when I have a lot of packages. I just go get the mail tote, and I'm like, here you go.
Yeah, I can't fit that many. I mean,
You have more.
I've done the most I've ever done for like a scheduled pickup for my house was 13. I think I had to have 13 like mystery boxes one time, and I or something, and I scheduled a pickup at my house, and the driver pulled up, and he looked at the boxes I had, and he's like, "Oh, all right, we'll see if they fit." Because there's no guarantee when you schedule a pickup from your home, and it's not a special pickup, so you're doing the free pickup. It's based on space available in the truck.
Yeah.
And so, fortunately, I looked out; they all fit in his truck, and it was good to go. But
so my post office is literally right over there. I could probably throw a football to it, and well, if I was good, and but they have like a half door, so that opens up, and then they just have a bin. Anything just throw it in the bin.
Yeah,
I mean, mine's not that far. It's probably 2 miles down the road, if that. So it's not difficult to get to. It's just how lazy am I?
Oh,
see, mine's is a satellite. So the post office,
I like
satellite post office.
We need to get you walking, sir.
Look, if they're going to give me a free pickup from my house and I don't have to do shit, then I'm going to take advantage of the free pickup so I don't have to leave my house and do shit. And you know what? When the guy comes to my house and picks up, he scans it right away. It's in the system. Bam. Well, if I drop it off at the post office, it sits there until they eventually get ready to process the bins or whatever they've done, and then maybe it gets scanned into the system.
Right.
More often than not, when I send a package out and it doesn't get scanned in the system, it's because I actually took it to the post office than when I have it picked up from my home.
Well, I'm telling you, there's some thieving going on over there in the Baltimore regional place for sure. Because
that's not surprising. Baltimore,
man, I had a John Tyler Christopher negative space book come through. Didn't make it. I had to message them and say, look, I know you sent tracking and everything, but I have yet to receive it. And I will say those guys, professional as hell. She was like, yep, I got another batch coming out to you. No problem. No issue, no stink about it. And then I bought a Kickstarter book from Jason Douglas. Same thing. Never got it. And they both routed right through that crap hole regional thing that I have no choice but to go through because of where I live. But yeah, I've lost some things through there and I'm not happy about it.
So Izzy, when you
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was going to say this before I tore out. I sent you like 3 bundles, so I'd say about 4 of the books cover the price, but the rest are just. I just wanted to clear out, and I wanted to send you some extra. So it's going to seem like a lot, but
it's a heavy box. I'm good.
Yeah, it's a heavy box. It's not like financially; it's just a lot of books. So it's not that big a deal.
I'm perfectly fine, man. I'm just happy you got what you needed. You got what you were looking for.
I'm gonna get out of here.
So Wednesday, guys. It'll be up on Wednesday.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it, Izzy, man.
Make sure you look up every price for them.
I don't. You see that I don't do. I can't do that pricing thing. It drives me crazy. I do enough by just showing you the image. I'm like, here's your image. Here's the name of the book. Even when I don't know, when I pick up the book and I don't know the name of the book. I do it
because I find it interesting.
I find it interesting too because at the end of the day, I do look up the pricing. I just don't want to do it as part of the editing process.
I think I've done it once.
It's annoying. It takes too much time.
And I can't remember whose I did it for.
Well, fortunately, for the most part, using cover price, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Than some of the others, than like looking them up at last sold on eBay's, I find, which is why I tend to use it just because it's quicker and easier. And it's just say, look, this is what I'm using. There's lots of ways you can do it, but this is a way. This is just a way.
Yeah, I like looking at cover price, but then I always like to go a step further, look at Go Collect as well and things like that.
Yeah, see,
so I'm just that kind of person when it comes to these things.
What's nice is like I'll also look because I'll also use like when I look at cover price to do them with the raw books and I'm looking at there, I'll look at not only the condition that I think the book's in and where that fits in there, but also look at because they're showing you when the last sale was. You can look at that one's from 3 years ago. That's kind of like you can adjust and do some manipulation on your end. So, hey, look at this. Okay, this is a flawless book, near mint plus or near mint, and that's $5, but the near mint minus just sold for $20. Okay, well then obviously I'm not going to say this is a $5 book. This is obviously realistically, last sales closer to 20 here. So because their scale's not perfect, everything else on there. So you can always
and fair market's fair market, right? It's
right.
It's whatever the average sold. It's
so here's a value I'm putting on it, and like I said, this is where I'm getting it from. If you don't like it, that's fine. The only people who would not like it is the people who sit there and send $100 box and it comes out at $40. But I
have myself an epic fail box.
Process. I don't like having to record the video, then upload it to the editing thing, then download it again and upload it to YouTube. That's annoying for me. But StreamYard, I record everything on StreamYard,
right.
one take, but now there's the pause button when you're recording. So if you want to, you don't have to edit. You can just hit pause, which is great because the kids run in and out.
That's really cool.
Now, is that a pay feature? Is that a pay feature, Mark? I mean, when you record on StreamYard, do you have to pay? You know what I mean?
Almost sounds like it should be.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's just part of it. I have paid StreamYard because you can have more people on there and you get saving space, and I record everything on StreamYard. Except for the vlogs, I just record on the phone as the weeks go, kind of thing. But I decided to start doing that because YouTube did that app called YouTube Create. It's editing's never been easier. You just I can do it as the week goes and just diddle with it while I'm sitting there, and it's super fun.
But with yourself.
I'm limited. I mean, I record on the computer, and then I do the I bring it into the Windows free editor, which is not great, which is why I have limited capability of what I can do.
Something Stamp or something like that.
Windows, I don't know, Movie Maker, whatever it is.
Because I think they got Clip Plant now.
Yeah, Clip
Plant. No, it's just and the biggest problem I have with it is that I like where you guys sometimes will bring in a still image while you're on screen. I can't do that unless I do it with a virtual cam. And if I have the time in advance, I can't do it in post production. And that's fine. I live with what I have. I could spend some money and learn a new program, but I haven't. I make do with what I've got.
Yeah, how do you do that? How do you when you're streaming like that? How do you get
that's just an overlay within
StreamYard. Have you ever done a live on StreamYard?
Me, I've done 3 or 4, but not.
Yeah,
when you're live on StreamYard, there's stuff on the right hand side of your screen. One of the things is where you just click the plus button and your files will come up, and you click on a picture you have saved, and it just puts there's just a bunch of saved pictures over here. So whenever you see my Saturday videos where I'm doing my top 10, I have all saved in StreamYard. I'm clicking in real time while I'm talking. So all my videos are pre-thought out in the split second because I don't.
Look at me like this makes sense.
Stuff in there, and it's just you just click on it when you want it.
I have hotkeys that I set up, so I could just click on my keyboard and just get to it.
Right. In the banners.
So here's a question: do you put your want stuff in there? I think it would give me a focus when I'm making Journeys Waylands. You know what? That's a goddamn good use. I've done it when I've gone to a big con. I've inputted some books that I'm looking for. It's just so that way I can also have the integrated kind of pricing or something else. But most of the time I have a paper list of my wants that I'm looking at. But I should just put them into my wish list on CLZ. I don't know why I don't.
A good editing software that I use.
Actually, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me go back to this topic real quick. I do remember why I stopped doing it. Because for whatever reason in my app, it keeps wanting to default into showing me all comics. And so then I get confused when it's showing me books that is from my wish list in my collection. And I don't want that. You have to I had to keep constantly, and I don't know if they fixed it, but it used to be I had to constantly go back and keep changing it to only show me what was in my collection rather than showing all comics. And that was annoying.
Yeah.
Izzy's box will be better than good. I think it's worth a watch. There you go.
There you go.
I've
Thank
seen
you.
Izzy's box, and it's
Use Photo
not very
Legacy
flattering.
because upgrade photos too confusing.
Yeah.
Microsoft Clip Champ.
Izzy, what's Josh been up to? Because that just made me think of when y'all went to that little comic show and bought those little mystery bags.
Yeah.
And sat on the bleachers and opened them. What's going on with Josh?
So Josh, for those of you who don't know about Josh, he's become a retailer. But he sells comics, of course, and he's been selling a lot of toys lately. So he's been doing a lot of shows and things like that. So that's what Josh has been doing. So he's been pretty much all his free time when he's not either working or at church or something like that, he's pretty much working. You know what I'm saying? So you could pretty much find him every day, I think, on Whatnot. So he's on Whatnot literally every day. So if you look up the Woods Collectibles, that's where you find him. He's doing really good, man, and he's fortunate enough to be working from home. So he has a job where he works most of the time at home, like 95% of the time he's working from home, and it gives him an opportunity to do his other stuff. So as far as time goes, he just doesn't have time to actually be online, and he's a bit of an introvert as well. So you will see him soon when we do a show. I will make sure you guys get to see Josh. So we will find Josh again, but overall, he's doing really well. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rob, what's the name of those bags that you use when you're
the Comic Pro line?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I just wanted to write it down. I need to. I'm gonna do some price comparisons because normally I've just been buying mine at the LCS when I go in there, and I think they're gouging the crejus out of me. So
I have found that I get them. So the Comic Pro online, typically, I think it's like when I'm buying them, it's like $10 a bag for 100 or something, and like the boards are like $11 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Depending upon
what they were like a mylar, right? Like,
well, they feel like, and they're BOP.
They're
biaxial oriented polypropylene, which is the same construction method that they use to make mylar, but they're using it with the polypropylene, so it's less expensive, but it's got that harder. It's the 2 mil thickness, so it's more rigid than the standard poly bag, and they're super clear. So I find that the only thing I can say is I do get more not a lot, but every once in a while I'll get a bag that splits when I'm putting a board in it down the seam because the construction is slightly different, which I don't often have with a poly, but it's, I don't know, maybe 1 out of every 300 bags and boards I do.
Right. I just was curious because, like I said, I think they're putting too much, charging too much for their stuff, and I'm gonna go look elsewhere.
Good morning, you absolute pimps.
We try to model ourselves after the links.
Just here.
What's going on? I don't know. I heard editing, and I was just like, "What?" I'm hearing my language.
I don't know anything about that. Let me come learn.
Yeah, let me jump on because I don't.
Yeah, trying to get ready for.
I'm here for all the lessons.
Jubilee 8 already, so we'll be leaving in a little bit.
Here you go. You got yourself a super chat, Mark, from the Bastards Network. $5.
Properly and all that stuff. That's good. Mm-hmm.
Top of the morning, gents. Often at swap meet and yard sales to see what's waiting for me. Panel, what releases this week do you recommend?
Oh, well, the Iron Man was good.
I haven't even gotten my books yet.
The Monsterverse crossover book was a great issue.
This is phenomenal. This gave me hit me in the feels. This was funny because you have to look at it that way, that it was funny. But yeah, those are what I'm recommending.
Besides Kevin.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick up my books either later or tomorrow because I have to go to Staples to buy shipping supplies.
Kevin, those end up having to be magazine bags and boards, unfortunately.
Yeah, their last run.
That was the worst when that released, and it was so because it's not a magazine and it's not a comic.
Yep, it kind of sucks. I think at one point I had like trimmed down a board and like kind of took the magazine bag and kind of like folded it on the backside and taped it so it was like it wasn't all flippy floppy in there. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember when my slabs came back from CGC when they put in the magazines. I was like, "What is this?" Immediately went on eBay. I couldn't keep that.
Immediately.
Yep. That's why I was like, "Oh, my first 99." It was my first 99 from CGC. I said, "No, I don't want to keep that. That's gone."
This shit got to go. Doesn't fit my lifestyle.
It's good in case there's like a flood. You can float on that easy.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's no real use.
Raft.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, it's a tsunami. Get the last Ronins.
We're good. We're good.
Oh man.
DJ, are you ready for what is it? King Kong? Isn't that next week?
No, it's in 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks. Yeah.
It's next Thursday. Izzy.
Are you prepped? Are you
It's
ready?
not next Thursday. It's not. It's not next Thursday.
What are y'all talking about? Oh, King Kong.
King Kong.
King
King Kong. I was thinking
Kong.
Yeah.
Kong.
Yeah, you're thinking Godzilla Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
That's
my
next Thursday.
I would say it Godzilla Kong. You know, the first and then the second Godzilla and then Kong.
Remy Q, baby. But yeah, to answer your question,
the
Jim.
first is King Kong, so we're clear.
Godzilla.
Yeah, I'm pretty much prepped. I have for King Kong. It's April 6th. I have all the prints. I have some other peripherals. We have our banner. Yeah, it's gonna be a good showing. And then whatever doesn't sell there, I'm hoping it sells out, to be quite frank. But whatever doesn't sell there will go be made available to the community.
I'll bet you. I'm sure it will. I'm sure.
But if they want to guarantee a chance at one, how could they do that, Mr. DJ Links?
So they can go over to the Comics Curing Cancer Instagram page and enter the giveaway. So it's basically unlimited entries. You tag 3 friends, try to get the Comics Curing Cancer Instagram account, get their followers up. And by the followers being more followers than normal, then we'll spread the word even further.
That's right.
Got the shit down to a science, motherfuckers.
You're the promo king, yo.
Yeah, it's I talk about it so much and I'm so passionate about it that it's like almost like second nature.
Nothing wrong with that, sir.
Yeah. I was chatting with Rob the other day, and I'm just gonna be a little transparent with you guys. So my uncle, and I'm not afraid to share this information, but my uncle last year was diagnosed with cancer, and they just gave me the word that he only has a few weeks left. So we're actually going to see him this weekend. But like I was telling Rob, it's like I'll do whatever I can to support, charities that help when it comes to, research studies and things like that. So something like this is so helpful because again, it's your love for comics, but your disdain for cancer, which is perfect, right? So it's so important because again, cancer, like Rob said, it's the ultimate villain. And that's not just a plug; it's a reality.
Yep.
And we gotta work together because everybody gets hit with it. And my uncle. We were talking about wrestling earlier. My uncle took me to wrestling events. Man, it was because of him. Excuse me. That I made it to the very first SummerSlam. So little things like that. So much love.
Yeah. No, definitely. You got to do your part. When my mom passed, since we're sharing, and most of you know this, so my mom passed in 2010 of cancer. So she passed in May. And then that following October, so here at Central Park, they do the Avon Cancer Walk, which is also an official campaign of the American Cancer Society.
Yeah.
And so since 2010, I was doing that walk all the way, even through COVID, we did that. And we would raise money. So we would put together teams and we would raise money. And then when we found, Comics Curing Cancer, like it's combining 2 of my passions. So cancer is one of my passions, obviously. Cancer prevention and awareness.
Yeah, we heard that, bro.
We know what you meant.
Comics.
We're not talking about horoscope signs here.
Yeah. So
you're not. I'm sorry, you're not selling there. You're just doing C3 stuff there. right?
Yeah, so right now I'm just doing the C3 stuff. I might bring a book. I mean, a bin. I might, but I don't want to really clog up the table. It should be all about the cancer awareness. So,
Gotcha.
actually, no, I'm not bringing anything to sell there. It's just going to be
Except for
that
the
and then the
prints.
book.
We're selling the
Yeah,
prints.
the prints.
Real quick, I just seen the member badge next to Kevin's name, and I just checked. He's a new channel member, joined 2 days ago. Appreciate you joining the channel membership. And if you're interested, there's free welcome packs like with swag and sticker and stuff like that. Just reach out to me on a social media platform of your choosing. Instagram is the fastest, but I'll send one out free of charge if you're interested.
And one of the things I shared with DJ, I shared it with you guys that I will be doing. Be doing sketches for certain donation amounts. So if people want to do donations, I'll be in King Kong. DJ Link knows I'm going to be hanging out there.
Yeah, but you're kind of making it weird, Izzy. You said that all donations has to be paid directly to your G-string.
No. First of all,
with their teeth.
No.
It's a thong.
Use your teeth.
Just say.
Donate at whatever tier you're.
Donate to the Link Squad. No, but in all seriousness, I will be doing sketches for people at the show, and that's for C3 donations. So,
well, the QR code will be there, so they should be able to put onto the QR code and say, "Look, I just donated $50 or whatever." And DJ, can't you see that?
Yeah,
can't you see?
He can see that and confirm that, and that's how you make that work, Isabella.
Isabella? Wow.
Isabella. So
his name's Ishmael.
Don't even say that, dude. I hate that name.
Which just so you guys know, right? So we did set our goal this year, right, to match last year of $50,000. That right now,
which is insane,
we're at $5,500. So
what?
So we need to get some more early donations in, is what you're saying.
We lost Remy Q.
Yeah. So
we never truly lose Remy. He's always with us.
Remy
Q, baby.
Remy lives here.
I love Remy Q.
Remy lives here.
Yeah. Mark, last night I was like,
wait, Remy here. Remy here. Remy never here.
Last night I came running upstairs. I was putting the computer on. I was like, all right, it's almost 8 o'clock. I gotta get on. Yeah, where is everybody? I looked at the thumbnail and was like, we're doing 9 o'clock now? What the hell is that about? And I was like, oh, it's Mark. He has to be different. Such a diva.
You can borrow his elephant song as a squeaky toy in the trunk and googly eyes.
There you
I'm
go.
happy.
Yeah.
I'm always ecstatic when if people invite me on to do something or ask me to be a guest on their show or everything. But like we covered earlier, like I got household responsibilities and kids that
it was better to put the kids down and have all your
Yeah,
that's right. I put them down all the time. I said, "You're ugly. Your mom dresses you funny."
I thought you were going to go for Rob. I thought you said, "I'm going to put them down."
I took him to a nice
took him out back to the woodshed.
Golden Corral, baby.
Something full of pizza and ice cream.
We'll get some new ones.
Bed,
Golden Corral is the
Don't worry. I can always make more.
What was your wife trying to get you to eat? What? She came
Bro,
in.
I wanted to go.
I
just gotten home and got them in bed, like bathing in bed. So I wasn't even home an hour before I got on the stream, and she comes walking in from work with a steak from T-Bones.
That's what it was.
I'm like, yo, I can't eat anything right now. She's like, as soon as you have a bite, I'm like, no.
Yes.
No.
Biz was pregnant. Look.
I could eat pizza and ice cream. At least it wasn't pickles and ice cream.
Yeah. Well, it was fun either way. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm about. I just wanted to hop on really quickly. Before I have a meeting, I need to make my oatmeal, and then I have. Oh man, at work, Mark knows a little bit about stuff that I've been dealing with. Oh my God.
HR.
Yeah.
What you say there, brother?
They found your channel.
No. It's not. No, it's not me. One of our.
He's competing with Rob for emails.
One of our employees. We separated, and yeah, I can't say anything else.
Sure. I have a new one starting on Monday, and I'm hoping that she she does really well because the current person that I'm working with, I'm ready to distance myself from them.
Quick call pro, baby.
That's right. Digger Jim wants her to do really well.
Oh shit, Digger Jim, you big old pimp.
I wore
We went to the
those
Vince
shorts
McMahon
coming in
School of
soon.
Executives.
I wore my
yeah.
T-shirt to work yesterday, and
Bring it
somebody
in.
made a comment, and they were like, "What's that Digger Jim?" And it was not having a good day yesterday
Find out
or
what
the
the
other
Digger
day.
really
I was
means.
like,
stuff.
and
What
I
does
said,
Digger really mean?
it's because
It's
I
hard.
know where to bury the bodies, and I
There you
will
go.
bury yours if you get on my nerves today. Oh, no.
See, I usually introduce myself at work as being that
The guy's a
I've been here
tool.
X number of years and I know where all the bodies are buried.
I don't have a problem with telling him he's an idiot.
And then he finds a 1965 coin right next to it. It's like, oh, nice.
Nice. I'm gonna take that with me. So
There you go.
I'm sure that I'm an HR nightmare. I just because my filter tends to lack sometimes, but that's all right.
Yeah,
It's
back
always
in the
fun when
day,
you work with HR.
We don't even
back-
have one.
back in the day, I used to work at this law firm, and I guess the admin staff we operated out of the 29th floor. So I was the nighttime supervisor, and it was like all guys. So it was like 25 guys just in a room. So you can
Yeah.
imagine. So every time the HR administrator walked by, she would just walk by the window with her ears covered and just keep walking. And then one time I remember she came in, she was just like, she comes to the desk. So then I'm like, hey, Denise was her name. I was like, hey, Denise, what's up? She was just like, just want to let you know someone dropped this and puts like a bag of Coke on the desk. And she was just like, I'm just going to leave this here and walk away. And I was like, thank you. Hey, anybody drop their Coke?
Lord.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
So-
And Willie
so she
Diaz
was-
claimed it. Willie
so
Diaz
she
from the
was-
Bronx claimed it.
Willie Diaz? Oh, I know Willie.
Willie Diaz from the Bronx.
It's baking soda, I swear. I was making a cake.
I just
This ain't sugar.
Yeah, some sugar for my coffee and tea.
Wow.
Well, it's with coffee, but it's not sugar.
I don't have that drama, but
So DJ, she was the type of HR that turned away instead of report things. The paperwork was too much for her.
It was a different time.
yeah.
Okay.
So it was 100% a different time. We were in the law firm, something like cocaine use was like accepted. Like I've walked in when I was doing overnights, right? So then
Yeah.
when I didn't want to be at the desk, I would just grab all the, let's say
Okay.
mail or like
You
copy
grabbed
jobs.
all the
and
mails. Wow.
So I would put everything on a cart, and I would just be like, yo, I'm gonna be gone for like an hour. I'm gonna drop off all the mail in the entire firm. So I would go start off on the 34th floor, work my way down to the 26th. Yeah, so granted, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't think anyone's there. So I have my headphones on. I just open the door. But yo, you know how many times I walked in on dudes in the middle of sniffing lines? With
Just checking the
women
lines for
in
today.
the office, and it's crazy. And it's just like, hey, what's up?
We
Boom,
need
here's
to
your mail.
destigmatize that.
What? Sniffing lines.
Let's
I've
check
seen-
the
Like,
lines.
of all the things that get destigmatized
Office
these days,
parties were different back then.
how is office parties one of the things that's gotten like we can't do that anymore? Why would can't have fun while you make money for companies?
Our office party the other day was they just brought in a couple pies. Wow, thanks.
Yeah.
I like
No,
the old days when it was
Oh, we're
blow
naked
and
little people
hookers
carrying
and
them?
blow.
Wow. So back in the day in that law firm, and mind you, this was at the time. So this was late 90s to mid 2000s. So it was the #1 law firm in the world at that time.
I
So
wonder why.
our holiday party, because you can't say Christmas, our holiday party used to be at the Rainbow Room in Rockefeller Center. So the top floor of
Oh, wow.
Rockefeller Center in the Rainbow Room. The floor spins, so you're getting like a 360 view of everything outside. And it was just like insanity. But so all the bosses would go in from 6, I think it started at 6, and they would leave by like 10. And then from 10 to 12 was just like mayhem. I would always work overtime on that day. So I would probably like run over because it was at the Rainbow Room. So it was like 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
So I would run over for like a half an hour, get a drink, and then run back to work. Because that was me. I was a workaholic. Like everybody go enjoy the party. I'll stay over here and make money. So It was insane. And then I'm sorry, Rob. I would be there, so by the security desk, and then we had our security cameras. You would see who would come back to the office together, drunk, holding hands, all kinds of shit. And it was like, what? And then I would print out the stills because back in the day on the security camera, on the contraption or whatever it was, you would have to go in, get the still, and then you were able to print out like a 5x5 little picture of stuff. It was nuts. And then I would just like pass it around.
And
so the blackmail photos.
Blackmail. That's how DJ has his. That's how DJ is able to afford everything he's got today.
I was gonna say,
blackmail day.
Right.
I got this AF-15 from my good friend from the law firms of Sealing and Sealing.
Wow.
Let's not just say how we got it.
I'll tell you, it sucks is like, I mean, in the global company, like me, is the difference in how the office parties are at different offices around the world. Because like my Romania team, they tell us like that when they do their office parties, like for us here in the States, it's like during business hours in the lunchroom or something, or maybe it's, if we get really wild, it's like at 5 o'clock, in the break room, and they'll give you a beer or something, right? We go to Romania, they don't start their office parties until 11 o'clock at night. They've got full blown DJs and bars, and they go till like 4 in the morning. They're like in the office partying and doing all that stuff, and like just like it's a nightclub. And it's
they're like, HR don't work at 11. I'll tell you that much.
My manager over there, she's very squared away, and so she says, Rob, you won't believe it. It's like people are getting drunk at work, and they're like doing they're making out and like all kinds of stuff going on in the office. It's like,
wow.
What?
So
go ahead, Izzy. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying that's an American thing. Like, in other countries they drink and they do things during the daytime. Like lunch is like, let's go have a drink and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of the stuff is here.
So our holiday parties now, so we do it. It's at a nice venue in the city. So it's either at like a nightclub or like a rooftop hotel, whatever. And it's during the daytime hours. So it's usually from 1 to 5, but we'll have a DJ. There's DJ, dancing, drinks, and then at 5, all the squares go home and all the cool people go to chill. So last year at the holiday party, all the squares go home. No, so last year after.
How old are you, DJ?
Yeah.
No.
So guys, I got to go do my YouTube thing now. Sorry.
Me and the T-Birds. Yeah, me and the T-Birds. We no. So last year after the party, it was from 1 to 5.
Hey there, Daddy-O.
Yeah. Then at 5, everyone was just like, let's go here, blah, blah, blah. So then I was just like I did it because I wasn't drinking. And I was just like, I'll go. So I went they did karaoke. So I went for the karaoke. I stood there for an hour. We rented the room for like 3 hours. And then I wound up paying on the company card. And then I left, but I wasn't drinking because they just needed somebody to pay with the company card. So I went and then I paid and then I left. But
DJ's the guy who gets invited because he's got the company card. Otherwise, he'd have no friends.
He's the designated payer.
1000%. Yeah, that's.
You didn't sing? I'm disappointed. Come on.
I actually did. I did, but I wasn't drinking and all that stuff because one year at the holiday party, and it's different.
Tacos and he had to run away.
Yeah, disgusting. It's different. Like when you're in a leadership position and you see stuff, and it's like you see it, you have to.
You're obligated to report certain things, and so it's like if I'm not there, then I can't be.
100%. No. So one year I saw something, and I was just like, literally, we were at a place, and I was just like, I'm out. And I just grabbed my shit and left, and everybody was just like, yo, where did he go? And then I was just like, never again. And that was like 6 years ago, I want to say. So I don't drink at the company functions, and I don't go out afterward unless in a situation like that where I have to pay, and then I'll just leave.
That is the drawback now, is that you're, even when you're off the clock out someplace, if it's still a work sponsored function that is management, that you can be held responsible for certain things. So you're like,
most of those jobs are salary paid, so there is no clock.
No, it's not. It's not that it's on the clock or not on the clock. It's the fact that you're as
It's
management, you have
No, I
certain
know, that's what I'm saying.
responsibilities,
No, I know,
regardless
but
regardless of where it's at. Even well, I mean, when I say off the clock, I mean you're not in the building, you're not doing work related stuff. You're doing something that's considered after hours, but because it's still a work sponsored event, you become responsible and obligated, with regards to certain things. So
you're a representative now.
Yeah, but it doesn't even have to be like a work sponsored event. Let's say if
it's just
the
going
five
up.
of us work together and we went out for drinks on a Saturday
Mhm.
night and something happens between us, one of us could get fired. Like if we get into a fist fight, like they could fire one of us. It doesn't matter.
Or
We're
if
still
you
employees.
end up sexually harassing somebody or whatever
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I would definitely sexually harass Jim.
Dude, fucking, I was gonna say, how could you not?
You know, I can honestly say that was one thing that when it came to company
Speaking of
parties,
sexually harassing,
I did not drink. I just
No, you
didn't
didn't
feel
drink.
comfortable.
That's what I don't drink at all.
You know, I saw this would have been like, what would this have been like 92, maybe 92, something like that. I don't remember, but these two ladies and came up to me and was like, they were hammered and they were like, hey, who has, and this is HR nightmare, who has the bigger boobs? And they push their boobs up. And I'm just like, where is everybody? And why am I in this situation?
You're supposed to go like this. You say, you, and then leave.
Hold on, let me see.
I just looked at him. I said, I will not answer that.
This is just an
they both
experiment,
look
guys.
amazing, and I'll see you later. Bye. And I left.
There
I
are
got
several
out of
tests
there
I
quick.
must do. First, I must go for reverberation. Second,
Yeah, but here's
where do you work?
Here's the thing though. Like, so then you come back to work on because all this happened on a Friday. You come back to work on the Monday, and they don't want to look at you because they know what they did. And I'm like, and finally, I went up to one of them. I was like, listen, everybody gets drunk every once in a while. Don't get weirded out. Let's move on. You know, it happens. But that's the perfect reason why I want. And they were like, you know, like you said, they were in management, and they knew better, but they did, you know, they just got carried away.
Those are
this is
the
the beginning
worst.
of some movies I've seen on the internet.
Some of the people in management are the worst. Like for example, the like at my job, the boss 2 years ago, was it? So it was the first holiday party back in person because of COVID and all that stuff.
Sure.
And it was really like tame. And he was like, he was drunk. He was like, dude, come on, man, we need to get people fucked up because that's a frat boy surfer. And I was like, yo, relax. Like you're the boss. Like you have to chill.
Right. You're supposed to set an example.
Yeah. So
not happening.
Yeah, that's our problem. That's where we get. You show up to a holiday party for us, and it's like, here's your 2 drink tickets.
Yeah.
And you have to. You can get your drinks, but you have to turn in your tickets. So this is always like, okay, who are the non-drinkers? Who can I go find that are going to give me their tickets?
Yeah. So we have. We do like quarterly happy hours. So in I think in April, the second week of April, like and this is a nighttime event, like we'll go to a bar and the whole company will go to a bar and then it's just like whatever. But I'm like, what's the purpose of that shit?
Yeah,
I gotta
was
have a stomach
like
ache that day.
So my old job, when we used to do, when we would go places and stuff like that, when we would have like the meeting, the big meeting, where everybody came in from across the country, we would go, like the first year was Vegas. So we went to Vegas, everything was taken care of.
Nuts.
And then the following year was New Jersey.
They cut cost. They cut cost big time.
No, it wasn't just because of the cost. It was because of other things.
Yeah.
So
How do you go from Vegas to Jersey?
Jersey, and not just anywhere. Somerset, New Jersey.
I like we used to have.
Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I got an appointment, so I'll see you guys.
Bye.
I'll probably stop by later if you guys are still on.
A waxing appointment?
Yeah, definitely. Because you see, I gotta fix this.
Oh, I thought you meant Brazilian.
No. We talk about the elephant thong later, so we'll I'll tell you later. I'll show you.
You'll see it at King Con.
Oh shit! That table was canceled.
Later, guys. Love you.
It used to be very common at our place that like everybody's desk, you had bottles, basically little bar setups. Like my desk used to, for the longest time at our old office building, used to have all kinds of different whiskeys and stuff set up there, and it was very common. Nobody gave a shit.
Oh
And
yeah.
then we moved to the new office building when they just before COVID. They sent out a memo to everybody. Said, when we move into the new office building, your alcohol bottles can all stay home with you. Don't bring them in. And that was funny because we've had like 2 CEOs since then, and now when I walk around my one day in the office, I'll see like in the refrigerators on the different floors, I'll see bottles that are inside the fridges. Or if I go back by the executive break room, you see stuff that's all set up there. You go, okay, we're slowly retreating back to the days of where it's, don't necessarily put it on your desk anymore as decoration, but
this ain't no 1950s admin show.
Well, you know what it is they I think it's during even back then, it wasn't like during your lunch or something you were pouring a whiskey, right? It was always because and I'm sure there's lots of industries that are like this, but in the tech industry, there's a lot of people who work really long, late hours and stuff. And so it's more like, okay, hey, after you guys are working late and you're like at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, at this point, you guys have ordered in some food and you're still working on trying to meet that deadline and some code and stuff that people bring out. Of course, their code gets really much better after a few shots, but I mean, whatever the case may be, you start slurring your code.
Wow. Yeah, we have in the office, like in the fridge, there's some Coronas. There's like a couple of wine bottles on like the counter by the island in the kitchen. Stuff that was left over from like internal like functions.
Right.
And then, one day there's 12 beers, and then 2 days later there's 8 beers. Like I've been guilty of having a beer in the office, but it's like whatever.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. I've never had a problem with that, but so when I worked at the Toys R Us warehouse, that's where I had a problem with it, because if you're operating a machine, that's no bueno. And he was kind of like a floating manager. Like if somebody was out and receiving, he would go there and so forth. And this guy, I knew something was off. He's a younger guy, but something was off. Like it was a couple times he seemed out of it. And I went and he said, "Hey, can you go to my office?" And there was like a file or something he wanted out of the bottom drawer. And I pulled the bottom drawer and there was like a fifth of, I don't know what it was, wild turkey or something. But I was like, dude, what is this doing in your desk? Well, keeps me sharp. That's what he said. I was like, that's not what that does. And you're driving machines all the time. He's like, well, I didn't drink the whole thing. And I'm like,
wow.
It just
when your safety is involved, that's tough. Because like we had one of my in between gigs at one point, I was running a receiving for Lowe's, and their policy was like if there's an on the job workplace injury, they would immediately test the person for anything, right?
Yeah, sure.
And like we had a guy who had been recreationally using marijuana on his own.
Yeah.
And through completely unrelated, he was on the back of a truck, which was stacked. They had stacked a pallet of hardwood flooring, stood it up on end. So instead of the pallet being flat where you could pick up the fork, instead of where it was being flat where you could pick it up on the forklift, they had literally tilted it up so that way it was standing up in the air, so that way it took up less space in the truck. So this meant you had to lower this pallet down. The pallet of hardwood flooring weighs a ton, right? So somebody brought the forklift in there to try to bring it down onto the forks to lower it down. But at some point, the thing came down. As soon as the forklift hit the tail of the truck, it jostled it enough that the pallet came down, and it came down on this dude's ankle. And so everybody's sitting there, pulling this thing off him. So the guy ends up breaking his ankle. They test him. And of course he tests positive for marijuana. And they fire him, and he doesn't get any workman's comp benefits because he was under the influence, supposedly, even though it had zero to do with what happened, the incident, how it happened, it was 100% on them doing how they loaded the truck and other shit. Because I mean, Lowe's was like a company. What they do is like they have bean counters and decide it's easier us to put extra stuff in this truck and have breakage than to run more trucks. It costs us less. So it's always seemed like they would take a truck and stand it on end, put shit in, and then shake it to let it settle, then put more stuff. Then they put like a barrier on the end and close the doors and lower the truck back. Because when you go up and you open up the back of the doors of a truck at Lowe's on receiving, and there'd be this big cardboard wall that's strapped in, and as soon as you cut the straps, you ran out of the way because stuff just started pouring out of the back of the truck. And it's fucking insane. Toilets, 5-gallon paint drums, whatever.
Wow.
Just a nightmare.
That's insane.
But it's not a nightmare. Other than the fact that he's wasting away. I think he's got a tapeworm. This guy, Roscoe, man. Holy shit. The amazing vanishing man.
Yes, I'm down 81 pounds.
That's fantastic.
Lost 81 pounds.
Yeah,
not that you only weigh 81 pounds.
There goes the wind.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
No, yeah. My
bravo.
goal was. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, my goal was to lose 100 by Heroes Con. So
fucking
you're on
close.
track.
He's gonna fucking hit 110. What are you talking about? He's an overachiever.
I know I can't imagine how much better you feel.
You know what is it? Roscoe's gonna be doing laps at fucking Heroes Con. He's gonna be fucking jogging around, going, "Fucking you guys, motherfuckers! Look at me."
I'm actually gonna be keeping up with everyone.
I can't imagine how good you must feel.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Like all my joints because of my disease and stuff. It's so like walking is so much better, so much easier. And I'm like, one of my friends is like, "Hey man, you got a pep in your step," and I'm like, "Man, I'm down 80 pounds, man. I feel."
He's like I just left the DJ Link's office party.
your legs are going like, fuck, we used to carry around a lot. We can fucking go fast now, bitch.
Yeah, that's good, Roscoe. That's good.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah.
I said, I mean, after Heroes Con last year, basically I didn't take Uber anywhere. I walked everywhere with Matt, and it was like, I was like 415 pounds, and I'm walking uphill like to every, we got to go to Mellow Mushroom. All right, let's do this, man. But now it's like this year I'm like, you know what? I can't do that. I want to keep up. I want to, just want to make sure, I can't miss a thing,
What have you been doing? Like, what's your resume? What's your regimen?
What the
Like, what have you been doing in order to lose weight? Just change the way you're eating?
That's actually, you know what it is? It's diet. All it is diet. Diet. I haven't really done any more like exercise, at all, really. I mean, besides like losing weight. So now it's like I am up and walking more, like, instead of like sitting there drawing for so long and just sitting there and just sit back, I get up and then I just walk around the house and stuff. But no, basically it's diet and you in like moderation. So straight up, no lie. I would eat a meat. I'd eat so fast. I'd eat that shit like, right? And I'd be like, man, I'm still hungry. I'll make another plate. Boom, 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 right? And I'd be like, no. And then I'm like, man, I'm full, but I'm all right, right? What was I doing? So now I know I can barely get through a plate, like, because I sit there and I chew my food.
Right. It's called food focus. Yeah, I've heard of that. It's called food focus. You focus on what you're doing at the time, which is eating. And a lot of people, when they eat dinner, it's not like that. It's like my son, he'll just sit there and I'm like, what are you doing? Do you have a train to catch or something? Slow down, focus on,
he yells, I learned it from watching you, Dad.
No, man. I mean, Maybe
We
in,
used to-
but yeah, maybe when I was younger.
we used
but-
to race to eat the food because it was like there's only so many leftovers, man, and or so many if you wanted seconds, there was only a limited amount, and so you were racing to finish your
100%.
first, so you could get a chance to get
Yeah, but to
more.
Roscoe's point, it takes a while for that food to set in. So like with Finn last night at the gourmet restaurant Golden Corral, he ate like a demon, and then he's like, "Can I have some ice cream?" I said, "Well, when it's dessert time, when we're all ready for dessert." So by the time like the rest of us get done eating, like, "You want some ice cream?" He's like, "No, I'm full," because his food had a minute to set in, and
right.
And it's like,
That's
oh,
good, Roscoe. That's and it's so simple, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the other thing is, no lie, like I still kind of stay up late, so I'd be snacking, But now it's like I'm like,
nothing
nah,
past 8
I'm good.
p.m. right?
Yeah. So I like kind of, it's like, that fasting they say, but basically I'm not eating past a certain time, and I'm not eating. So it's like I'm not eating that additional, like, I don't know, whatever little, like,
So what you're saying is, while I'm sitting here at my desk, I shouldn't keep giant containers of like trail mix next to my desk or on my desk where I can just. Ooh.
No, I wish I had that.
Trail mix is actually
that's
good.
not bad. That's at least something that's semi-healthy. I mean, it has some protein in it, but
it's got a lot of sugars in it too.
Yeah, but I mean, what he's talking about is,
although I at least make it
taking a whole thing of potato chips and mounting it there.
I do make it myself where I try to make it with
I've seen
extra
Rob
nuts
eat a whole
instead of.
potato in one bite.
But
I've seen Rob eat a whole banana the long way. No chewing
without it breaking.
So that trail mix is good. What I do now too to snack, if it's like a snack at like nighttime, I'll take like a half a cup of granola. Like this shit is so fucking boring, but I'm so used to it because I've been doing it since Madison Zero's kind of last year is when I had started my diet. So yeah, it's just boring, dude. But you get used to it.
Man, there's something called overnight oats.
Yeah.
Those are, you can make those so fire because I like fruit. I like a lot of fruit, so
that's good.
But like you were saying, like Digger Jim, like I eat chips, but I could also eat like tasty cake. You know what I mean? Like you eat, what I mean? Like, oh, let me get this, peanut butter tandy cake,
right,
and the zebra cake at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Now, are you a soda guy?
No, I'm
see, that's good.
Okay, so moving to Florida, I became a sweet tea guy.
Yeah,
and that is bad. So
it's not as good either. Yeah.
So now I really didn't like water.
Tell me you're on my liquid diet: water, black coffee, and bourbon.
I've been drinking a ton of water.
Yeah.
That's
and even water. You know what? And there's good. I don't know what they're called, but they're like little packets of like energy things you can put in. As long as they don't have any sugar in it, it's fine for you. It just adds a little flavor to the water.
As you get to the point where you can move better, like what Jeremy's talking about, I don't know about lifting, but if you've lost that much from dieting, if you add in like minimal routine exercising, like that how fast you're losing weight will just explode exponentially.
Yeah, because it'll burn it.
It'll explode.
You know what doesn't help is telling your wife you wanted to start eating better and having her buy you, like, she goes out and on her own says, "Oh, look at this. They got It's on sale. Let me bring home a bunch of chocolate It's. So let me bring home a bunch of, oh, hey, I saw this. They used to have a whole bunch of Reese's peanut butter eggs at Costco. Let me bring those. I know you love those." Thanks, dear. You're trying to kill me, huh? You want my money because you know my life insurance.
Yeah,
she's after me comics.
Yeah, so we've been doing what have we been doing? Like just dieting. Like we have all the like weights and shit in the house. We have a stationary bike, a treadmill, and I haven't done any of that stuff. In the beginning, like COVID, I would do the treadmill.
I get the treadmill set up right next to my recliner, so that way I would feel guilty when I'm in my recliner and it faces the TV. So all I have to do is just swivel the TV slightly. So usually at least 3 to 4 days a week, I do remember to get on it. But the problem is I have to change my shoes because I'm walking around the house in flops, and I don't want to walk on the treadmill in flops. I want to put on proper shoes for that. So I have to go.
Yeah,
but
my
anyways.
next step is to kind of hit the weights and shit, and like I have no excuse other than being lazy. Like, there's no excuse because we
But
have.
you
everything.
inspire us, Roscoe. You're amazing. Congratulations. Don't listen to anybody else. Keep doing what you're doing, man, because you're just obviously working for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just know, Roscoe, I'm hitting that.
Appreciate you.
Whenever everybody's gonna be all hitting on Roscoe. He talking about maybe groping him up.
That happened last year already. I was groped by Comic Journey. I mean,
He's a hugger.
He's a finger blaster.
But you know who else is? You know who else gets you? Is has anyone met Tony Old Wolf?
Yeah, I did that here. Terrificon.
Yeah, he'll get you too. He'll get you. He'll grab a cheek.
See, this is full circle to the conversation back in the day. So that's how it would be like 20, 30 years ago. Oh, watch out for that guy. He'll get you.
I don't mind when they hug me and grab a cheek. It's when Mark hugs me and cups my balls at the same time. That's a little unnerving.
Yeah, if he's gentle.
Well, he is.
I didn't get
He's also got a real gentle mouth too.
Jesus Christmas, I'm out.
Where are you in? You just don't know.
Pretty mouth.
It's soft.
So Mrs. Digger is coming on Heroes Con with me this time.
Nice.
And it's going to be, you ain't going to be able to phase her because I'm pretty sure I'm married to a dude when it comes to humor. Because the stuff that she sends me on Instagram, I'm like, if I showed this to the guys, they wouldn't believe it.
That's hilarious. See, but that's like, awesome.
Yeah, like the other day, she sent me a clip of a little hippo trying to bite the big hippo's butt, and I was like, "What?" Oh Lord, why would you send that to me? But she's like, I just thought it was funny. I was like, okay, well then you're not going to be fazed by anything these guys do. She goes, probably not.
Challenge accepted.
She thinks we're nerds anyway. So, yep. Flying down, no driving this time. She doesn't like to do any of that. She's like, if I find cheap tickets, can we fly? I was like, you can find cheap tickets.
I'll tell you, I was really disappointed the other day. I was booking my car to get me to the airport for this whole thing. But when I went to book my car to pick me up from Charlotte to get me to the hotel, I don't know if it's too far in advance or what, but the black car came back and said, we have nothing there's nothing to schedule. We can't schedule you. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, because it's too far in advance.
I guess it's too far in advance for that area, because I could book for San Francisco, no problem, for it to come pick me up and take me there. But try to book a car from there, no, too far in advance. I was like,
we're just taking a taxi. She looked into that too, because I'm telling you, Rob, she's just like that. She'd rather have a car pick us up, but she found that the taxi's like a flat rate. Boom, costs this much to get from here to the hotel. She's like, we'll just take the taxi. I'm like, wow, that's nice. I'm pretty sure I'm married to a dude.
Yeah, we're driving.
I was gonna say, what happened? Oh yeah, okay, the clip, got it.
Her humor.
Oh, I thought something skipped.
No, it was the clip.
Oh, so that's what he was doing in the background without it being on mute.
Yeah.
I see you, Bradley Cooper. Yeah, we're driving down, and it's funny. I told my daughter and her boyfriend, I was just like, "Yo, we're driving down to Heroes Con. If you want to go," so they're like, "Yeah, we'll go." And then I realized I need to put the 2 seats down for all the shit we're bringing.
Yeah. But you got a haul, man. I figured you'd like rent a van or something.
Nah,
Oh, Esteban.
Is Esteban going to Heroes?
I wish. That would be hilarious.
He's not far.
Yeah,
I don't know. We should consult the tape again,
because I'm pretty sure I'm married to a dude.
Checks out.
Checks out. Yeah, checks out.
Whatever.
I'll do what I want. Whatever. I'll do what I want.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm
head shake. Whatever.
I'm really excited for Heroes. And then when Rob hit me with the good news that Juneteenth is like that Wednesday, so we get like
you get an extra day,
1,000 days. Yeah. So I don't have to rush back. Even though I don't think I have off on Tuesday, but I'll be
I scheduled Tuesday
working
off
from home.
because I'm traveling Monday, and so I
Mhm.
always take a day after I travel. When I do a lot of traveling, I always take the day after
Mhm.
as a recovery day,
Mhm.
even though I'd be working from home technically. So I took the Tuesday off, and then also, oh, look at that bonus! I got the Wednesday off as well now. So now I'll go back to work just for Thursday, Friday.
Yeah,
I'll
so I
probably
have
be going through emails on.
yeah. Yeah, so we have off on Rob, you hit mute on your microphone. We have off on Monday, and then Tuesday will be our like work from home day, and then obviously Juneteenth is Wednesday. But nothing in the office is gonna get done on Monday and Tuesday. Like when there's a
Right.
day off in the middle of the week, is like no one, no one wants to work, no one wants to do anything.
Yeah, people taking extra days, and you get a lot of requests for days off then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good, man.
I'm about to head out to go make my breakfast.
I gotta take time in May because my son will graduate. Gotta go move him out of university and try to move him home. I guess we're moving him home. We don't know, but
You're like one of those sheds from Home Depot. put it on the lawn. Like this is where you're gonna stay.
we haven't converted his room yet, so his room's still set up. He can pay rent because he won't be in school. But at least he started. At least it was funny. It's like I kept telling him, you got to look for a job, look for a job, look for a job. He's, oh, I'm going to go to this fair or whatever else.
Mhm.
While he was home for spring break, we sat down and we updated his LinkedIn page. You know, just go after he got a haircut, went and took a picture, put a picture up there, put banner, did very minor stuff.
Mhm.
It's amazing how many job offers or postings and stuff started flowing into him once you start actually like make yourself not look like a hermit.
Right.
No image, no nothing. He's like blown away now. He's like, oh, so he's sending out all these, applying to all these different jobs and stuff. I'm like, oh, good. Maybe there's hope for you to get a gig after college, and maybe you won't have to. Maybe your living at home will only be temporary. Hooray!
That's awesome.
I swear doing that is just like working the YouTube algorithm. The LinkedIn, you get all those things have an algorithm. You just put the right words in your resume. Pow!
Well, that's it. He's a lot of because he's a criminal justice major with an emphasis in digital forensics and cybersecurity with a minor in IT.
Right.
So once you start putting in those types of things and some of the coursework or some of the certifications that he's got and putting his internships that he's done as a forensic, doing digital forensics and doing, some of this other stuff that he's done. It's like, oh, okay. Now all of a sudden stuff flows in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's such a specialized and like, it's also such a needed field right now with cybersecurity and all that stuff. It's absolutely needed.
Yep.
Yeah. So
these jobs are
hopefully
hot.
nothing much for him. Got my youngest coming home for spring break. We're going to work on their LinkedIn profile because I got them lined up to do an internship this summer at my job in the marketing department. So that'll be good.
Nice. I had my daughter one time. She interned at my job in a couple of years ago. But she was, I think, 16. So she interned and someone walked in on us and I was just like, what are you, stupid? That's not how you do this.
Unfortunately, mine would not. Mine will probably have to be in the office while I'm at home. Well, have a nice commute to the office. But
right.
they, they're would be on a completely different floor and everything else, not unrelated work. But it was great because we were just shooting the shit with my CEO about something else. I think we were talking about comics because I had, that's what he tends to talk to me about. And then we were talking about the kids, and he goes, "Oh yeah, why aren't your kids interning here? They can."
Yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah, all right.
Well, DJ, enjoy your oatmeal.
Yeah, I'm about to head out, guys. I'll catch you on the flip. Enjoy your weekends. In the mix tonight at 9 p.m. It'll be fun.
What's your topic tonight, or do you not tell anybody?
Everyone learns it. Well, the rest of the panel learns
On
it
the
like
fly.
five minutes before the show, or like
There you go.
down the list. I like
So-
the live reaction. I don't really want anything super prepared, and I'm all about disorganization.
Tonight's topic is DJ Links and things that he'll talk about.
Yeah.
There you go. So tune in.
And when will Tyler get his tattoo?
Yeah, Tyler needs to get that tattoo. Well, at Heroes, right?
Well, not at Heroes, but supposedly in the month of June.
Oh, I thought he was getting it like not like that weekend.
If he'd have,
I don't know. I don't.
What he should have done is gotten it before Heroes, so that he could be like the little billboard for you guys, and
He could be at the booth, have your photo. We could raise funds, have your picture taken
exactly
with tattoo.
Exactly.
Imagine this fucking guy with the tattoo as a tramp stamp and just walking around in booty shorts and a crop top. And he's like, donate now. No one's gonna donate. Like, what are you talking about?
Have the QR code tattooed part of it. So scan his. Hold on, let me scan your ass.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
You know, that would. And then he's just like, he bends over slightly so people can scan his ass. And then the other people are seeing and they think they're just taking pictures of him.
Yeah, no, I don't know. All I heard was that it was gonna be in June Wally's.
That may not work well for us. You're right. I apologize. That was a bad idea.
On roller skates.
On roller skates, Jesus. With headphones like the cat from Heathcliff?
Yep.
All right, guys.
He bends over and his thong is out, and that's where the QR code is.
You're right. That's funny.
Or a really fancy, you get a real fancy Brazilian where the hair becomes the QR code.
Oh, jeez.
That's some artistic work. The problem is when it starts to grow in and it takes you somewhere else.
You got to trim it like a what are those trees? Those little
bonsai tree.
Bonsai trees. Little scissors.
You guys are terrible. Terrible.
Hey, you know, we all have our vices, Jim. Some of us, you know, talk about crazy stuff. Some of us marry a dude.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm married to a dude. Man, all right, Rob. Delete that clip.
I didn't put it there. It's on my channel. I can't delete it.
Delete that clip.
What's funny is Rob has full ability to delete that clip, I think. But still, I'll just put it right back, Jim. We're getting mileage out of this.
Pretty sure. Yeah, all right. That's fine. It's my fault. I told you my filter is very.
We're gonna filter. We're gonna pair it well with it's a reprint.
Oh, Chris is getting a lot of mileage out of that.
Right. Exactly.
Like, is that played out? I was like, I don't think so. You can keep using
it. Tyler roller skating through the con would be the closest I could see to a bull in China shop. Yeah.
I know, right?
I thought y'all were trying to raise money.
Yeah, that's okay.
Morning
that was a
dudes.
Bad marketing idea on my part. That's
Morning
true.
AF. Poor Digger Jim.
Confirmed their IMAX tickets.
There you go.
I might be going to that alone. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, I'm going 5 deep.
Are you?
You don't go alone.
Well, I don't know if my son
pops right now. Tell him, hey.
I told him to see if he could get.
I gotta bounce. I gotta go to Romania.
But I just got tickets for me, Pops, Kyle, Finn.
Thank you all for coming out and hanging with us.
Dude,
this
what's
morning.
crazy is if you have the Regal app and you go there to buy IMAX tickets, it's just
smoke bomb.
How many tickets you want. But if you go to the Regal website, the way that they break down tickets like adult, child, senior, and they have the family pack. So I went on the app. I'm like 4 tickets. I'm like $100 for 4 tickets already. So I went to the website. I'm like family pack, $70 for 4 tickets. And then I added Pops onto that as a senior. I wish I could like do an option like super senior and get even more money off.
Yeah, that's right. Immortal.
They don't sit there and like check ID. So, dude, I took my grandma. She's 93. She went to the gourmet meal at the Golden Corral last night, and I'm walking with her while Mom's getting the kids their drinks and stuff and carrying the tray. And I get to the counter. She's like, "How many?" I'm like, "Well, I got a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, and this one right here is 900." And because she's
right,
and then he's like just smiling and nodding.
I can see her doing that now.
Yes, she did. It was fun.
A year ago, she would have punched you in the face.
Yes, she would have. Yeah.
Yeah, that shirt's rad though.
This?
Yeah, that's dope.
I sent this image to Spidey's powdered tumblers. I'll talk to you later, Pop.
Bye, buddy. Love you.
And I got it on a tumbler even.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and he sent me that. Like, I was just asking, like, yo, what's up with the Godzilla Kong tumblers? He goes, let me think of some ideas. And I sent him this image, and next thing you know, like 2 days later, these show up at my house.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, dude, that's so sweet. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Right.
gonna send him some monies. He's got some Voltron ones that I want.
Do you follow Dead Media Collectibles on Instagram? The store that I get a lot of cool stuff from.
I think I do actually. I think when
They
you posted
check
something
out what
one
they
time.
posted yesterday. They got all of the Voltron vehicles from like probably about 10 year ago release, but they're all still mint on card.
That's the place you go when you do your vlog, right?
Yeah, I'll be going there today to pick up something, but I try to get by there a couple times a month at least. You know, it's just a fantastic shop. But they got something in that he's holding for me. I'm excited to go grab. It's the complete Tales from the Crypt series on disc, which that show is in like some kind of rights limbo, so it's never attached to any streaming service. You can't just go watch it. And I don't, there's some things that I just want. And when it released originally, it was super expensive because they came in like the big paper cases that you have to fold out with all the discs everywhere. But they did a complete series thing after they released all of them, where it's like in actual cases, like plastic cases with the pages in it. So it was way more affordable. I wish I would have like had the money back in those. I mean, that was like, God, like probably a good close to 20 years ago as those were releasing originally, because there were those thick boy cases, like a TV season used to be, and had the really cool box art and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I'm gonna go pick up that Tales from the Crypt stuff.
Whoa. Oh, this is VHS. Okay. I was like, look at these kaiju films he's got.
Dude, he's got them on DVDs too. Like,
I mean, like,
go hit that shop up for that.
Yeah, definitely. They're not like, they're not Godzilla, but I like some of the other ones that aren't Godzilla. They're just fun to
know that
rewatch.
Megira, the big metal guy who's not Mecha Godzilla. He had his own movie too.
Yeah, there's so many of them. I mean, when we took Vince to the G Fest, I was just amazed at how many toys and DVDs. I mean, it was literally nothing but a con for kaiju stuff, and it just blew me away. I was just like, this is crazy.
Where was it at?
It's at the same place every year. It's in Rosemont, Illinois, which is outside of Chicago.
That's so far away.
And and it's but it's just we actually took a train one time just for fun, and it wasn't terrible. But it was, it's good. We've been like 3 times, and they take over this theater called it's called the Pickwick, I think, Theater, and they show nothing but Godzilla for like the whole weekend. And it was just really fun. I couldn't believe how many people were in this thing, and they basically take over the whole hotel. They got the upstairs, the downstairs, all the rooms are covered, and they pretty much booked that hotel all the way up. So, but it's fun. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite pictures is when he was maybe 8. Sarah took like the War Machine Halloween costume, it was all padded and everything. She took that, and that was the body, and then she took and made a Mecha Godzilla head and a tail, and sewed a tail onto the thing and built a tail, and we put that in a case and took it with us because he wanted to cosplay Mecha Godzilla.
Did you get the Jang Optimus, Jim?
I got a Jang Optimus from like a couple years ago when he did that head sketch. That was because I saw Eman had it, and I was like, oh, I got to go find that. And that one I bought. I like the way he draws metal.
Yeah, he does really good. E-Man says, impressed me by having them on Betamax. Well, E-Man, if you follow my vlog, you would know that I picked up the 1933 King Kong on Betamax from Dead Media.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't even believe that's still. I mean, I can't believe that they got one. I mean, that's insane.
The original uncut version.
How long was Betamax really even out? You know, it wasn't around that long. It went. I mean, I don't remember. Long. You know, I remember it briefly, and then it was like, okay, we're going to VHS, and I was like, okay.
What is going on? Entropy and Comics. What's up, Kev? Hope you're doing good today.
The first VHS player that came into the Norris house, which, by the way, this is when I was
it one of the top loaders?
I must have been like 19. I was still living at home. I was like 19, and we went to Costco, and I paid $480 plus tax for this this forehead or whatever they called it back then, you know, the forehead VHS. And it wasn't on top. It was, you know,
front,
but it was top of the line at the time. And I remember, and my father was so excited because he was like, there was no way he was going to buy one. Like, he had to be a responsible adult, but he had this 19-year-old kid that was making decent money and living at home. And he's like, don't you want one of those VHS players to watch all these movies? And I was like, I think I do. And he's like, let's go to Costco. And I was like, right on. And, you know, I was so excited that my dad was excited about it. And then I started thinking about it. And once we set it up, that man would just sit there and just be like, yeah, let's record this. All right, let's record this. I mean, like, he just took it over. And I was just like, hey, what about we watch this? Now I'm recording something right now. I was like, okay, I get what this is. But I don't know, Betamax, man. I just don't even remember it being around. Yeah, Philippines only had Betamax. All right, see?
That's how we watched Dragon Ball Z in the 80s. Do you know how you watch Dragon Ball Z in modern times? Like this?
I am Goku. I am Ozaru.
Modern movie masterpiece. Praised by all. Standard setting movie right there.
Esteban, I'll have you know, Costco's been around a long effing time. That is true. It is.
Remember that movie? I know Roscoe remembers it. Employee of the Month with Dad Shepard. I work at like a Costco store. I guess it was a Dane Cook film.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. It's really a Dane Cook film.
Yeah, I love that movie, man.
And it had
1987 Honda. How dare you?
what was her name? She's like, I can't.
Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, Jessica Simpson. That's what it was. I was like,
and had Simpson, the guy who was Pedro.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little underling.
Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, and I like his crew, Andy Dick and
oh my God, what is the guy's name from Rocket Man?
Yeah, Harlan.
Harlan
Williams.
Harlan something. He wrote like a lot of the animated kids shows back in the day too, I think.
He said
Harlan Ellis, is that right?
He said Rocketman. John Jacob Jingleheimer.
Dude, when he farted in the tube.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't me. We're the only two on this planet. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Oh, he was hilarious, and there's something about Mary as the hitchhiker with the duffel bag talking about 6-minute abs. Well, what? Ben Stiller's, he's like, you've heard of 7-minute abs. Well, I've got something new. 6-minute abs. And he goes on his tangent, and Ben Stiller's like, well, what if someone comes up with 5-minute abs? And it's like it breaks him. He goes,
He's
no.
It's impossible.
6 minute abs.
You can't do a workout in 5 minutes. What are you, crazy? Yeah, he's like
Crazy. Dude, it is so like this the level of like comedic genius that's in that. It's hilarious.
I'm trying to think, was he in Harold and Kumar? Is he the one that goes, oh no, that was Jamie Kennedy. He goes to pee in a bush, and another guy just randomly comes up and he's like, hey man, why are you peeing in this bush? Yeah, and he's like, hey man, you got a special bond with this bush?
Yeah. Is that a bonsai tree? Talking about his pubes. Is that a bonsai tree?
Oh my gosh. I thought it was him, but it was actually Jamie Kennedy, I think, that played that part. Some of those little cameos are hilarious in these movies.
Yeah, they get more attention than the main characters do a lot of times.
Yeah, Harold and Kumar.
You just want to be that guy that says that one line that no one will ever forget.
Which one?
He forgot.
You said Harold and Kumar has a line nobody will ever forget.
No, I'm just saying. Like sometimes the cameos, like people that come in, they'll say a line, and you're just like, you still say that line, but
yeah,
I'm blanking right now.
Dude,
Harold and Kumar.
Straight to Stan Lee in the first Spider-Verse movie, like when Miles is getting a suit from him.
Oh, that was cool.
That was a good cameo right there. It hit you right in the feels.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That was a. Oh man!
Don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, for real.
What's going on, G-Man?
G-Man.
Hello, Caroline.
Morning, dudes.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, so I slept in a little bit. I'm gonna work from home today.
Lazy people tend to do that.
Yeah, the laziest.
The laziest.
That's me. Bringing up that final percentile, but getting the work
I've
done.
never had a sister, but I imagine if I did have a sister, it would have to be you.
I am an excellent shit giver. I'm a great shit giver, and that makes me a great sister.
Well, there's not too many people that just right off the rip can put up with me because I like to talk shit and play too. You got the right sense of humor to match my sense of humor.
You just can't take anything too seriously because life's pretty fucking silly anyways.
Don't take life too serious. You'll never make it out alive.
Do not take yourself seriously because you're ridiculous.
You're a fucking joke.
I'm ridiculous. I look at myself and I'm like, you are so absurd. And I'm like, go get him, champ. Go get him, you absurd little champ.
How's your week been? What's new that's happened with you?
Oh man, it's good. My boss was in, so this is my new job is my boss is in for 1 week during the month, and then he's gone for the rest of it. And so
that's the best, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so nice. So I basically play little nice secretary. I'm going to do whatever you say while he's in town. But then basically after that, I still do my job, but I do it Caroline way, and Caroline way is not necessarily the same for, I don't know, each other individual, but I get it done and I love it. So I have fun.
Well, can I catch you up on what you missed while you were asleep this morning?
Oh boy, here we go.
I watched XMen.
I'm pretty sure I'm married to a dude.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
Are the hottest.
Caroline.
You said, "Oh boy, here we go."
This is what she does. She sends me messages on my phone of a hippo biting the butt, like a little hippo biting the butt of a big hippo. And I'm like, what, why? She goes, because I thought it was funny. Yeah. But then it's other stuff that it's just that's dude humor. Why you what's you should be offended by that. And she's like, I'm not offended. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, dude humor is humor. Okay.
Yeah, but there's some ladies that don't look at that as funny, and my wife's not one of them.
There's a lot of shit that dudes do that is funny.
Like she'll send the little Japanese cartoon ones where it's like, look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, the squishy butts.
The squishy butts.
Yeah. That one is a familiar one. Like,
and then where's the
Our
one
mistake
that
is if I ever send something that I find funny to my wife, she finds it funny, but then she responds by sending me no less than 5 clips that she finds funny in the next
and it
3
doesn't
minutes.
end. It doesn't.
And I'm
end.
like, oh my fucking God.
That's what me and Unruly
I don't
Simeon
send her
do.
stuff.
Like me and Unruly Simeon, it's almost like we communicate almost exclusively through memes.
Yeah.
And it's just like we understand that.
Okay.
No.
This is
What's going on, Jack B?
The ultimate. See, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to show it.
Me, when I tell my husband my throat is sore, and his response is, "I've got some Petersilin that'll clean that up in a jiffy." Yeah, exactly.
What's up, Marvin? How are you today?
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm like, when I send that, and I'm just like, they're never going to believe that. They're never going to believe. Nobody's going to believe that.
We're getting away from the Petersilin. Lady Fantastic did mention that she watched the X-Men 90. Did you watch both episodes?
It was like Petersilin for my soul.
For your soul. Like how amazing was that?
It's like it never ended. It's just like, oh my God, y'all are, hey, this is, I love
it. They're doing it.
Yeah, you're doing it, Peter. You're flying. Like, it's just like really exciting because
that was great.
Everything just seems to be like shitty. And this is just like, nope. He knew
this is what we needed. And not only is it good, but it like takes you back,
Well, and it's, why it's good? You know what's good? Because it's doing Claremont content. It's straight 200. Issue 200. All right, we gonna get baby cable soon? Because like those are so. How can you lose when you're using Claremont content? You can't. Like, and that's what made it so successful in the original place. Like it did, like Phoenix Saga, Dark Phoenix Saga, Days of Future Past. Like that was great. This shit's great. E-Man knows. E-Man knows.
Yeah. How about like I just like seeing Cyclops being a teetotal badass too. Like that was like he needs a win because modern writers love dumping on him. They use him as like
he was not a badass. He is he did some cool moves. He got cooler moves because what I'd never seen Cyclops do in the comics is use that as a repellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. What I'm talking about. He literally came down from the freaking plane.
Yeah, like let me just blast myself into a gentle crater.
Falling,
that was sexy.
He makes sure his team's okay. He's like, good work, team. I'll see you on the ground.
Me, my X-Men.
Missile mode. This dude is amazing. Like
I knew Caroline was gonna give us a hard time about
dude, everyone's been like trained to hate Cyclops in the last handful of years.
No, it's not training. It's just like
the writers hate Cyclops for whatever reason, but
Cyclops is given no personality, but because of that, we just project all of our hate onto his nothing vanilla.
That's just like the newest stuff. He's not. He's like Leonardo. That's like saying Leonardo doesn't have personality because he's like that. Like he does though, and his personality plays best when it's being like put against other team members too.
Okay, when I saw that, I was like, is Cyclops a leader? No, I didn't think Cyclops was a leader. I thought Storm's the boss. And she like Storm's the boss in that. When I watched it, I was just like, oh, here comes the Omega. Oh shit.
I always loved Cyclops too when I was a kid. It was the suit when he got that suit upgraded, the hair out and everything, and like I'm like, dude, this is like
press the X.
90s design right
All
here.
right, X-Men.
To me, my X-Men. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the
X-Men. I've got to hang out.
Justin, I know you watched it. What'd you think?
It was awesome.
Thanks for the fill-in.
I put up that post on Instagram where I was like, oh man, this trailer has me worried because there were things about it that I didn't like. And then they would release these 30-second clips leading up to the debut, like when the show came out. And I'm like, you should have showed those clips as the trailer. These clips are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. It was awesome. I loved it. I'm really glad that they're doing it like one episode a week. Otherwise, I would have sat there all day on Wednesday and just watched the entire season.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And me and my best friend, like, that I've had since like the 2nd grade, and like this is what we share. Like, he called me and we were like talking on the phone, and it was just like, I feel good. Like, I feel good. You know, like, we have no hope in this world. We have no hope in this world. But you know what? That XMen, I feel good.
Yeah, I was contemplating not even checking it out. Like, I love the original stuff. Like, I'm good there. And
I was kind of
wasn't
scared. I didn't want to be
I
hurt.
wasn't sweating it one way or another. Like, I have no faith in like these modern companies making our stuff.
Me
They've
either.
proven over and over that when they buy these franchises, they cannot replicate the magic. You get lucky here and there,
They
but
did this. They replicated it. And
Yeah,
I wouldn't even
then-
say
so, like,
replicated it. They
I
just
saw
continue it.
I started seeing the feedback. I'm like, okay, I know like Eman loved it.
It got a 10 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's a decent start. This person loves it. I'm talking early Wednesday morning. Like, I'm like,
100.
okay. So what I did was, after seeing a handful of people that like I typically like can gauge, like talk to them enough to understand like where they're coming from, kind of thing. I went over to YouTube and found like a random channel, because I looked and I'd never even heard of the channel. I can't remember the name of it, but it had like a massive subscriber base. It had tens of thousands of views on this review that just came out 24 hours ago.
Right.
So I clicked on that review, and then I clicked on the comment section because I don't care what they have to say. I don't even know them from Adam, but I checked the temperature of the comment section, where everybody, at 100% of the people in the comment section, were like, I can't believe they did it. Oh my God, they did it. Holy crap, that's awesome. I'm like, okay, I got to go check, because you don't ever see feedback like that. You always have the people that are like, just hate
That's
it to hate
the
it.
way
and
I
mad.
was the whole
Like,
time. Like,
holy crap.
doing it. They're doing it. It's
Well,
happening.
Bro, dude had to have bodies in his basement, E-Man. Dude had to have bodies in his basement. But then again, like,
I know. It's like, okay.
To be fair,
Either that or he was fucking
trying not to
kids.
get myself like too excited.
Oh, you know what I found out about him?
Crap the bed with this. They can
I
ruin
found out
this
about-
show in an episode from now. But those
This is what
first
I
two
found
were
out.
fantastic, and I'll just take it as I get it.
Apparently he's gay and has an OnlyFans. And like, I don't even think that's a big deal. And if they got rid of him just because of that, that's fucked up.
I understand that somebody was saying that he was like really, really, really hard to work with. Like really, really hard.
Well, look at John Byrne.
Well,
I mean,
to your point, Lady Fan, he's had that for years. Like, he's had that OnlyFans for a long time, and he's also, this isn't his first gig at Disney.
yeah,
He wrote
I don't
Moon Knight.
know. They must have found something. What is
Yeah,
it?
so he's black, he's gay, and he's an orphan, and they straight out fired him.
mutant.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of like red tape with it, like firing somebody.
But that makes him the
when-
perfect demographic to also write for XMen.
Well, I'm saying no, that talks about how bad something had to be for them to fire him.
But that couldn't have been it, because those things are not bad to me.
Yeah, no, that's
They
what
just
he's,
are.
yeah, that's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying. The
That's
fact
what he's
that-
saying. It's
the
not a
fact that
bad
Disney
thing.
fired someone's
That
like
can't be the
surprising
reason.
to begin
That's the
with.
trifecta of why you would keep him, is what he's
Yeah, they
saying.
would
You
keep
know,
him
I mean,
because of those
So,
things. Like,
did
it's
they
written
kill-
into their
yeah, did
policy
he kill somebody?
that they have to hire people
Does he have
of those
slaves or something?
categories.
What's
But
going
they
on?
fired him.
Like,
Captain
what you think
Kennedy
those-
has a job, and this guy doesn't.
He's probably
That should blow
Republican,
your mind.
and they got rid of him because he was Republican. There's like, fuck you, libtard.
Don't do that.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I automatically want to give any show a 10 out of 10 anytime there's a Gold Balls reference. So the fact that they did that within the first, I don't know, 10 minutes of the show.
They gave you the gold balls you needed to go on.
No, Esteban,
Well,
it wasn't the reason he's had it for a long time. He doesn't do pornographic content on it. It's not sexually.
That's it. They
Like,
fire
everyone
Paul.
hears OnlyFans and thinks porn. He didn't do sexually explicit content on his OnlyFans. He had an OnlyFans, and he's had it for a long time. It hasn't been a secret the entire time he's had it. They've known about it. That wasn't.
He wore a MAGA
wasn't
hat
it.
to work. That's it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh Lord. Well,
That's
I mean,
the catalyst for how Comicsgate started.
It will.
was
It
a
will
creator
come out.
putting a post up with a MAGA hat in it.
Yeah, it will come out
Waiting in
eventually
place for
some way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's got to be something weird because the timing was just horrific.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, they had to cancel his appearances and everything because he was on a rollout.
His social media was
maybe
right.
that is why his OnlyFans was too boring for the Disney execs. that's more
just
there you go, Scott. That's right.
You got to
Scott's
get
it going
crazier than
on.
foot shit. It's got to be more than feet.
Yeah, I honestly think that they were trying to that something came to light and they were trying to get ahead of something that can pop off.
Right.
But like, what was it? Because the thing is that he worked on other stuff. He's been with Disney for a minute. He worked on Moon Knight.
All of those point to they are aware of something that the rest of us are not aware of, and they had to get ahead of something.
Why can't they tell us?
I tell you what, it has to be worse. It has to be worse than hitting a woman on video camera and in front of witnesses because they didn't fire the person who did that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he did, but I need to know.
But the show was really well.
I like the episode formatting too. It looks like they're going to be doing story arcs in like 2 or 3 episodes. I'm sure hopefully there'll be an underlining plot that goes through them. But so like if something hits and like it's not your bag or something, check back in.
Do another
like,
story arc, right?
Yeah. That's,
I want to see a sinister story arc for a Fall of the Mutants.
You hit a crappy comic read, like okay, I'll check back in 2 issues when we start the next.
Yes, because it's issue 200. Once they get to 210, that's Fall of the Mutants, baby. That's a great storyline. So excited.
Bro, they would have just told him to shut it down. Like they tell people
sinister. He hits in the 220s.
People to shut down the way to act on social media is like really no different. The OnlyFans was not it, dude. Like,
no, it's not it.
Not it. He's had it for a long time.
Justin, how are you?
I am well, thank you.
You know, your space behind you there is looking a lot cleaner than it used to.
It is, yeah. I've started cleaning up, putting books on the shelves, opening more statues that need to be unboxed.
Now, did you pre-order the sideshow that went up yesterday for pre-sale?
Oh, I'm thinking about it. Like the only thing that's
special, baby.
Wait, are you talking about so the only thing that's truly stopping me from doing it is the fact that I've already got a Wolverine. And I'm like, do I need another Wolverine? But I don't have Colossus. So that's why I'm
Wolverine to fund this one.
Oh, that's a good idea. But I really like that Wolverine though. Like you can't it's
Oh, he's right there. There you go.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I got all of my Red Hulks in Mylar last night, so I'm feeling very accomplished. Very good deal.
I think I have like close to $250 like store credit at Sideshow just in rewards points. So that would eat up a big chunk of the price of it. So I'm tempted. I really am.
Yeah, we need to give him a pass for being a freak. I'm just kidding. I don't know what he did or didn't do.
Let's I mean that's Mark.
We'll find out. Give it time.
That Optimus you posted on your oh my god.
That's the new Jang Optimus with the Matrix of Leadership.
Jesus.
From the
where
that's fire.
Where
I
did
just
you get
rewatched
that?
the other day. It was good.
The old
way
school
better
one.
than it used to be.
And then look at this one.
Where do you get that?
I love that DNA strand being broken open by Hulk.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's Jim's calling it. That's the official word that they're putting out right now that he was being difficult to work with. Do you
know how many bitches get called difficult to work with and it doesn't?
Yeah, well, that's not it's not the truth though. You know what I'm saying? Like how they said, remember when they said Bob Chapek resigned? That wasn't the truth. That's called a lie. That's what the companies do for PR purposes.
Yeah.
You mean an alternative fact?
Yeah, an alternative fact. Exactly. Yeah, well, he was hard to work with.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
So we just got a new CFO, and the other CFO hadn't even been there but a year and a half.
OG negative variant. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I like that. And I was like, somebody asked, why are we getting a new one? And it said something like, oh, he's going to work somewhere else. I said, I think he got fired and they're just spinning it a different way because of the fact that one of the we do a lot of this is a CFO at the company I work for. Like he wasn't there that long, maybe a year.
Chief financial officer.
Chief financial officer. But the funny thing was, I think he got fired and they spun it, like you said, a different way. They're just lying. They just said, he's seeking other opportunities.
Yeah. Just like Michael Jordan retired
because now
there's opportunities are the bread line, the unemployment line.
Yeah, because now I'm starting to get I hear things from other like my company's just one small piece of 10 companies that make up the whole thing, and I'm hearing things from corporate, like when I have to get on certain calls and stuff, and I'm putting the pieces together, and I'm like, we spent how much on this? Oh yeah, he got fired for that. Because their CFOs are supposed to monitor your money, and this guy was not monitoring. We have a new department that is working on a specific military contract, and I think they thought they just had an open checkbook. They're like, yeah, we need this, and we want it, and we want the brand new one.
That's basically my job for my lab, is that like we have like 17 different grants we have to manage, or I have to manage, and I just have to make sure these motherfuckers, and I have to make I have to be the bitch, and it's just like, look, y'all, you're gonna have to relegate your powers and get it.
This guy, man, just let him go wild, and I'm pretty sure that's why they got rid of him. Listen, I'll be right back. I got to go and bring the milk in.
I don't know what that meant, but
is that code for something?
Either. Was it 1950?
We get our we don't buy our milk and stuff from the grocery store. We buy it from a
milkman.
Sure, Jim, go get your milk.
Small farm type thing. It's just different.
He comes in a white suit with a little bow tie and all that good stuff.
Brings the glass jars and set. Just make sure you put your empty crate back out there.
And he gives Jim like a pat on the butt when he walks out the door.
Lactose free.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So what I missed out on?
Oh, nothing.
I can catch you up in a brief second.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm married to a dude.
That's about it.
The worst thing is it goes mute, so I don't even hear it.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So we've been talking about how awesome Izzy is, and how you.
I know you're lying, lady. I know you're lying, but I love you anyway.
I would never tell you a lie. We were talking about how amazing you were. No, we're talking stuff about the XMen.
I can see it from JB's shirt. So, JB, did you letter that shirt?
No, Jim Steranko did.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
He was all right.
He knows.
I mean, Justin's good.
You know, he's okay. You know, he ain't no Steranko, but he's okay.
Jim Steranko.
I think I've got a long way to go before I can even be in the same conversation.
But, you know, he was different. He was not a comic guy first. He was an
No. He was wasn't he a stuntman or something like that?
No, he was a madman. You know, like Mad Men.
He still is. He's still. Oh, you mean a madman? Like, oh, okay, marketing.
Yes, he was in marketing. He was in advertising and drawing things like that. And so he really came at a great angle. I think it was an awesome opportunity, and he changed the cover game, in my opinion.
So many people
the start of cover artists.
Yes.
Yeah, many people refer to him as the first superstar artist.
It's hard to say that because there's Kirby, you know, but Steranko.
Kirby did interiors though. Steranko's the first one to say, "I'll do the cover."
Steranko really marketed the product and gave it that spread. You know, it wasn't a story anymore. It wasn't just a screenshot from the story. It was, you know, Art Nouveau. You know, it was Dolly. You know, fucking.
There
awesome
was an
shit.
element of design to
Yes.
all
Yeah.
of his covers, and I think that is what carried over from his experience
Yes.
as you know, a madman.
Placement. You know, colors, placement, images, objects, things that you know elicit certain emotions or whatever.
Yeah, he didn't just draw pictures; he designed imagery.
Like he knew how humans responded psychologically to images, ads,
Yeah.
and he came of it. And I mean, that's great. And because of that, in turn, created some of the most iconic because our little fucking human eyes can't get away. Like, look at Shield number 4. Is that the Nick Fury one with all the squirrels in black and white?
Squirrels in the the squirrels are nice. I like the one that it's like they're on cubes.
Yep, not number 1.
That was no, it's not. That was cool. I love the one of the things I used to love that he used to do was the subliminal messaging in some of it, where with the gun, you know.
Very phallic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when he said, I have to go pick up the milk.
When my wife's a man, I got to go pick up the milk. So does that mean you're going to bend over? And like, are you getting milk? In the butt?
E-Man, your planetary piece is coming soon. Well, we got to get it. We got to get it started.
God,
I got a really cool idea for E-Man, so
vulgar.
That's gonna be fun.
I want to show you
Roscoe, my man, what's up, dude?
What up, Izzy?
How you doing,
brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing.
You doing?
Yeah. I'm just waiting for my milkman to get here. So
I've been waiting for my milkman for fucking 20 years.
What kind of milk do you like? Do you like, whole
it's
milk?
whole pasteurized, the whole
2%'s
nine.
not bad.
Grass fed.
I'll do 2%.
Yeah, slim milk.
I-
Eddie, slim milk.
I do. I'm
That's not
almond.
slim,
I'm
it's
almond
skim.
milk. I'm an almond milk guy. now.
Almond milk.
Really? Why?
Nah.
Yeah. Even
Yeah,
with
it's,
cereal, you like almond milk in your cereal?
How about coconut milk?
Not really. No. I like.
I didn't know you could milk a
I
coconut.
drink hot tea.
Yeah, there's believe it or not, there's coconut milk out there. You
Yeah.
can milk coconut.
There's udders. The coconuts have udders.
Yeah, the coconuts have others.
You squeeze them?
Yeah.
I could get out my hey, palm trees out here with coconuts. I gotta go.
Yeah, you just gotta
It's
look
just
for the
milk.
hair hides the nipples, but if you look under there, you can find that coconut hair.
You squeeze hard enough, they may move.
Sometimes you have to blow on them to get them to rise up.
Whoa, you
Izzy, is
said
someone
blow.
attacking you, Izzy? Are you okay, bro?
I'm trying to take off the sweater. It's kind of hard to take off a sweater when you're in the car.
Hijack
sometimes.
Izzy right now.
Imagine someone just pops in, put their hands out, like, give me your money now.
Oh my god.
Nah, we're in 96th Street right now, so.
How'd your milking go? How'd your milking go?
It's fine.
Oh, good.
Your milk is good?
Fine. South Mountain Creamery takes care of us.
Oh, South Mouth?
South Mountain.
Oh, I heard South Mouth.
Kevin said nut juice over here.
Nut juice.
Izzy, when
See,
you're
look-
taking your jacket off, has anyone ever seen oh gosh, I just blanked on the name of it. John Candy, Steve Martin, Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
I saw it so long ago that I don't remember much of it.
Remember when he's trying to take the jacket off and they both get stuck?
Remember a called Due Date with Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis?
I don't remember that.
I remember the movie, but I never saw it.
Remember, what was that movie? Fucking Nothing But Trouble. Nothing But Trouble.
Another movie I remember that movie.
Lloyd and John Candy was in it, and he was like the judge and also the daughter. Like, it was crazy. Demi
Oh,
Moore.
we had the prosthetic nose and the
Yeah, it was a dick. The
Yeah.
choo-choo train with all the hot dog condiments, and when he was biting the hot dog, his nose looked like the head of a penis.
Yeah, they thought no one would notice, but everyone noticed the penis nose.
Yeah.
His sister, he goes, I will not have my sister be bred by a pickle shooting train. Remember?
He was so funny.
My sister,
Wasn't that
who
Demi
is the
Moore
queen of
in that
whatever,
movie?
the princess of whatever, be shot up with a pickle shooting train. That movie was great. Remember the creepy giant babies?
Yes.
The twins.
The
Yes.
twins.
Yeah.
Remember the 5th of November. Wow.
Remember the 5th of November.
That was not my time. It was before I was born.
John Candy. Oof.
Spaceballs, man. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Uncle Buck.
I think if I had to really if I ever had to
Uncle
do
Buck
like a
is the
major
one.
cosplay, I think I would be Barf. I think that's what my cosplay, if I
Yeah.
ever went
And the
full
cigar and
on.
the drill.
Uncle Buck was great. It's a classic. So is the movie Dutch, which doesn't have John Candy in it, but kind of reminds me. It's in the same vein as Uncle Buck. Like,
Dutch is hilarious.
it's like
They
a
try to.
movie.
I remember they tried to make the Uncle Buck TV series, failed miserably.
Yeah.
No John Candy, no Uncle Buck.
Right.
You see, if you think the pancakes are big, I couldn't even fit the toast to the front door.
Dude, remember the
flipping it
5th
with
of
a-
November. That we're talking about Guy Fawkes Day. We're not talking about V for Vendetta. Guy Fawkes Day happened before all of us.
All right.
Before November.
No, it happened on the 5th of November, but a
That
couple
was the
years
first
ago.
5th of November.
See, I don't have a lot of Jenny Friesen covers, but I think this one's going in the thing to get signed at Heroes.
That's a pretty one. What
Yeah,
what
that
color
is-
are you going to get it signed with, though? You need to think something that's going to contrast nicely where you can see the signature.
I have my copy already signed, so I'm okay.
I have no idea. What do you recommend?
Black.
Hold it up again.
What do you recommend?
Silver pen.
I'm not sure if silver is going to, it might get obscured.
Well, I'd only want it like
It depends
right
on
in here
where.
somewhere. I do not
Black.
want it anywhere over here or down in here. Just right
So-
up in here somewhere.
I would think a bluish purple paint pen would go very nice.
You have to go
Roscoe, what
buy
do you
one
think?
before you get there, though.
Look at it, Roscoe. Look at it. Tell me what you think.
Now they're pulling Izzy over.
Yeah.
No, that's an
that's-
ambulance.
Go.
That's an ambulance.
That's actually the milk police.
Sorry, I don't have no milk.
This is why I'm not getting on streams anymore.
I'm sorry. I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll
You
stop.
say your
I'll
wife's
stop.
a man, and then you got to go get milked.
I'll stop.
Sorry, officer, I don't have any milk for you today.
Things are
It's
weird
legal
over
to
there.
sell
Yeah?
raw milk.
I have cheese.
All right, touche, Caroline.
Your relationship is not traditional.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Wait,
Never
so
has
does
Bigger Jim's got milk in little baggies. You got a straw? Yeah, no. That's some good stuff right there.
You got cookies for the milk?
Put a little bit in some cereal. Oh, that's the stuff. Here, try
No,
this.
but-
Want to make sure you're not a narc. Try
You know
this.
what he does have? He's got a,
so someone comes up to you and you're like,
I'm
they're
lactose
like-
intolerant. I don't give me that. No, you're
he's
not.
got an
lactose
Avengers
intolerant. You better
196
drink that.
reprint. He can drink with his milk.
they're
That's
like,
gone.
do you have any strawberry
That's
milk?
good.
And you just slap them and you're like, don't disrespect me like that.
Slap him like Batman. I got the cookies. Where's the milk? I need milk.
That was our theme. That was our
What
theme
are
for
those?
Between the
Little
Lines.
shortbreads?
No, these are Oreos.
Oh.
Blondies?
The blondies.
Oreos.
Albinos? Albino Oreos?
They're not albino. Double stuff.
That's what they should be called.
They're albino.
Double stuff Oreos.
Albinos.
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 You'll buy one? Hmm.
Yeah, send me one.
So what's the latest book this week, Justin?
What am I working on right now?
At this moment.
Show us.
I'm working on. I'm not going to show it. I'm working on the third issue of Kanto.
Ooh. When is this scheduled to come out?
What happens if your camera by mistake falls like in forward?
And
If it did, all you would see is like this, just like super zoomed in and just a random like letter.
Random letter.
We got him.
Ed O'Neill is awesome to work. He seems like he's a chill dude, like an everyman. Ed O'Neill seems like he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he does.
He's really funny in Modern Family or whatever that show was with Vigara. They were funny with each other. They played well.
Yeah, I love that. I love Dutch, man. That Dutch was.
He will always be Al Bundy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
But Dutch was a great one, though. He was
So like when he had the kid on the hockey stick, and he's like, "What do you like to do for fun?" And the kid's over there, and he's screaming because he's getting tied up, and he's got his mouth taped. He's like, "Oh, you like to wiggle and grunt? Sounds like it's gonna be fun."
Or when he does the little trick with the
cards. Yeah, he had a little nudie cards, and he'd go like this and just barely. And the little boy's eyes would get like that.
I was just telling that story the other day where I went with my mom and she didn't realize it. And I was young, and she's like,
"Yeah, you were."
Yep. And she's like, "No, what are you not allowed?" She's like, "Cover my eyes," and he's showing the pack with the beauty girls.
Right. Yeah, that was great.
That was funny. I'm like, "What? No." Yeah.
Like, and at the end when he puts his ring on and he just like hits that guy and puts the dent in his head. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Man, yeah, that's a good one. I haven't seen that in so long.
Dutch is a good one. Dutch is an everyman's movie.
Yeah, it really is. It's good stuff.
Was supposed to be the movie that was supposed to break him out of TV? So
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
because back then that's how it worked.
It seems like Dutch would be a pretty natural transition because it's a Pops role. It's basically Ed Bundy.
Yeah, but it didn't really transition as well as you would like.
Well, no, you haven't seen. He's pretty much found his role. It's a dad. He plays a dad in everything.
Yeah, he's been typecast.
But hey, he's made a good.
A dad with a hot wife. He always has a hot wife.
So he must be packing a nice 401k.
I'm packing. Yes, indeed.
So guys, I don't really get new comic book day books too often, but I had to get this one. I don't know if anyone else saw this.
I saw it.
Yeah, but that's that's a different cover than I saw. I saw the other one. It was like just with all of them.
Yeah. You sound like the Dos Equis guy. I don't always buy comic books on Wednesdays, but when I do.
Yeah. Now, I thought about you. I thought about Roscoe. I thought about that. I was like, I wonder if he's getting this. This looks like right up his alley.
That's Biker Mice from Mars.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's an Inyuk Lee cover. Biker Mice from Mars.
Where? What? Show me. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then this one too. Check this one. You got.
That's not me this time.
You're just rubbing it in.
That was probably me because mine's.
I mean, these.
The Milkbag's coming to get you.
Yeah, they're coming to get me. I might get Scotty to sign this one. I don't know. We'll see.
So, are you officially going to Heroes?
I am.
You were on the fence, right?
Yeah, I'm going now. It's already been that. My wife is gonna come with me. We're gonna make it like a little mini vacation. She can go anywhere and explore. Like she's not gonna go to the con. She could care less about that. But
that's too bad.
She'll explore everything and around and get into mischief. And but we're not gonna drive. We're just gonna fly and. So pretty much like Sunday is kind of like ruled out. It's more just Friday and Saturday, which I'm fine with. I mean, by Sunday I'm usually burned out anyway. So
how long of a drive is it for you?
It's not that it's not that it's a super long drive. What I used to do when the first time we went was I drove from like here down to Richmond, and then I crashed at Richmond, and then I would pick up Brother John and we'd go the rest of the way. So it was like a split thing, but I told her I wanted to go Thursday, and I said we could just do it all in one hit, and she's like, I don't want to do that. If I can find cheaper tickets on the airlines, will you go? And I was like, yeah, all right, that's fine, because I don't care if we drive or fly. I just never bothered with that. Because I was picking up John anyway, but now we're not doing that, so it's more like she found some really cheap tickets, so. He upgraded this year. My wife is pretty fun.
So I did.
Oh,
congratulations!
Awesome. Way to go, Izzy.
So
that's great.
He censored himself.
Sometimes you got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Mark, I sent that Transformers reel to my wife and said life goals. And she's just like,
Oh
Lord.
yeah, that thing's impressive, isn't it?
I said it has to go next to my Voltron, and they need to be best friends. And she's just like, well, you control your life goal there, pal. And I was like, I will. I'll take care of it, buddy.
These
Don't you
back
worry
just
about
in
it.
time. I'm about to hop
There
off
you go.
here.
That's better.
My wife's working today, so I'm solo dolo. I'm going to go get the kids and swap vehicles with her and start getting ready.
Yeah, hey everybody, on Monday, this Monday on Comic Book Addicts, I'm gonna be with Scotty Vaughn with Trish Forstner, and she's gonna be talking about Feral. And it drops this coming Monday, and Feral drops Wednesday. So
awesome.
Nice. Well, I appreciate everybody hopping on, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Later.